Hey everybody, just a quick note before we begin this episode. We are pretty brutal on this episode for the new set, so just fair warning and enjoy the episode. Remember to still continue to support your local store, your local friendly game store, even if you don't particularly like this set. That helps them out. Make sure that they, you give them what your pre-order is going to be, and you still participate in sealed and that sort of thing. It is important to power through some of these not so meta powerful sets to continue to have a local community. So keep that in mind and enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Clixed Off, brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at LuckyDiceCafe.com. And now for your hosts, Daniel Powell, Jason Alvey, and Tylor Speeds.
Hey everybody, welcome to Clixed Off today. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. I just want to let everybody know that Clixed Off is brought to you by TrollandToad.com, world's largest Heroclix retailer. Find Heroclix new and old on TrollandToad.com and use coupon code CLIXEDOFF for 5% off your Heroclix order. Merchant and pre-order items do not apply. If you like what you see here, listen to today, or see if you're watching it on YouTube, check us out, patreon.com/ClixedOff. $1 and above gets entered into our monthly giveaways. $5 and above gets entered into our Discord channel for exclusive HeroClix strategy and tactics. And returning from the frozen tundra, Jason Alvey.
Yeah, back from my self-imposed exile.
Self-imposed exile.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you this stuff still sucks.
Yeah. And then, thankfully, still has power, Tylor Spees.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that lasts.
And Alex, is it a meta Cruzz?
Sure, it is.
It is a meta.
I don't know what it is, but it is.
So, I've got the thread open. So we're here about War of the Realms set review in this episode, and I am abnormally plucky today. Because I just finished my Coffee and Clicks event, and I did the best out of all of us, made the top 8, but I'm no longer in the event. So I am just done with that. I had fun for charity, but I'm ready to be back in person. So, so y'all have all played arcade games, right? In the arcade?
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So have you played like fighting games back and forth with each other, right? Like, and then somebody puts a quarter in, and then it'll pop up and say like, "Here comes a new challenger."
Right? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's my mood. Here comes a new challenger. Worst set in modern. Rise and Fall has a new challenger.
Oh, that's spicy. That's spicy.
That's spicy. I'm just going to go ahead and just throw that into the ether. And I would say two things. That's from worst set in modern, I would say comes down to value per booster buy. Additionally, number of competitive components.
I feel like you are forgetting the Fantastic Four set.
Which one?
The first one.
The one in 2020.
Yes.
Where all of the chases were really good. We got God Doom.
Were really good. And only
they were really,
3 of them are played.
They were really good for the time, right? And we got, so hold on. Fantastic Four, July of 2020. We also got the swap tactic. We got Dr. Doom's back. The armor Dr. Doom's really good. We got Black Leopard. We got Franklin Galactus, Franklin Richards, the Squirrel General guy, the Return of the Silver Surfer, Dad Thing, Unkillable Wolverine, the Invisible Womans that where you can't target, Super Scrolls, all of the chases.
I don't think
Title
Invisible Woman
read.
was last.
No, Invisible Woman's from Cosmic Clash.
Well, it's kind of related to the set, right? It's like its starter.
2 months earlier,
Okay.
for sure.
Well, sure.
I'm just saying, you said worth by the booster.
Right.
And I know, and you and I experienced this together personally when you guys came down to Chattanooga and we both bought Fantastic Four and we pulled garbage because it's just a bad set for pulling purposes.
You can just always pull garbage in a booster, right?
Right, but at that point when we were buying it, it's like all we could really hope for were chases because none of the primes were worth anything except maybe Prime Surfer a little bit. None of the super rares are really worth anything. It was really God Emperor Doom, and then maybe Valerian Franklin.
Right.
And that's
it. Yeah, so...
Oh, I pulled God Emperor Doom. I remember that. That was fun.
I traded you for him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
So, I don't know. So maybe Fantastic Four, but I feel like from a set design perspective, though, like, it was still better. Right. I guess it depends on how many vectors of play I get in there on the review, right? But
it'd be a fun debate sometime.
It would be, right?
Not during a set review.
I think just Fantastic. Yeah, I think just Fantastic Four gave a lot of new back, right? But X-Men Rise and Fall, we still got.
I think it's fair to say this new set is in contention. I think that's fair.
Right, it is in contention. I would agree with that. So
yeah, that's fine.
Now, I guess I would say change my mind as we go through this. So let's just hop right in with the common Thor 001. So he's the charge version of the shifting focus. And keep in mind, I didn't do our regular disclaimer. I got to do that one too. Sorry. We review our sets with a view on competitive play, meta potential. There is quite a bit of this set that is playable with in casual. So that being said, 001 Thor, does he have anything that tickles your pickle?
No.
He's kind of boring. And 12 attack, 4 damage is fine, but I feel like you can do stuff with shifting focus. You can make something like real unique or have a cool power. They've done that in the past, but these ones are all just like they're just sort of normal dials, and that's kind of a lot of this set actually.
Yeah.
It harkens back to like the older shifting focus where like where it was like here's the charge one, here's the range one, here's the defensive one. Like they do that with another piece we're about to talk about, Vision. Like it's
the first shifting focus was awesome. You had that Superman.
That was the Superman. Yeah,
it was super unique.
Yeah,
it did stuff that was cool. Each one, like there might have been a bad one. The running shot one wasn't great, but you had the hypersonic one with the super senses. You had the 19 one with the +1 to defenses. Like that was a cool figure. This is just this one doesn't have any special powers or traits except for the shifting focus. It's just very boring.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Like you even go back to the ADW shifting focus for 50 points. I feel like they did more.
Yeah.
Like the Punishers, the Doctor Stranges,
and they were unique. That's what I want. Like this is not that. It's just a dial.
Right.
It's like it. Yeah.
I feel special here.
Yeah, it's as if it was a common piece and they threw shifting focus on it, and they're like, yeah, let's make some of them shift.
Yeah, the stats are good. The dial link's okay for the points, but
almost skipped Captain America.
You sure did.
Because
that's fine.
Because we've got another Captain America, right? That's shifting focus, right? He hasn't retired.
Well, this was not shifting focus.
I know, but we have a shifting focus one that's better, just better, right?
No, shifting cap was in Secret War.
Yeah, it had to retire.
Yeah, that one's gone.
It's gone.
Okay.
And it was great.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same thing with Thor. Like the dial length is good, the stats are okay, but it's just very boring.
Boring. Vision.
Shifting focus.
Total utter crap.
Yep.
Given a move action, you may deal an adjacent character 1 damage.
Wait,
they can never get Vision right.
Ever. They just can't. No.
I want there to be like 150 point, just like powerhouse vision. That would be awesome.
Hey, Disney Plus is around the corner, guys.
That's true. That's kind of exciting, actually.
Maybe we get a
Why
white
can't I get a
vision.
vision with running shot?
Yeah,
On the first
that's absolutely true.
Wait, so that's boring. He can't even shift into the ADW visions.
Yeah, they can't. It's because they're like retired, right?
No, they're traitors, different names.
Yeah, but I think that's why they did it, is because he was retired. But yeah, it's kind of. I wish they would have. It's something at least.
Right.
There's like they never get vision, move, and attack. Why not?
Yeah, and a Vision's super powerful, character. Like, give him 150 point tentpole-ish style. You're right. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I think there's one Vision ever that they put running shot on, and it was in the Fast Forces.
Scarlet Witch. The first, she's
amazing.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
100%.
She's awesome. So
awesome.
Avengers, Latveria, Mystical, 10
Young Avengers.
Sure. Phasing teleport with Passenger 3, but only to carry characters that share a keyword with her, right? So Avengers, Latveria, Mystical, right? TK, right? And Prob. She does have the Avengers keyword, so she can go 11, or the Avengers team ability.
no Mystics.
No Mystics, which is a plus.
She's awesome.
I think I get what you're saying, Tyler. Like, if you don't want a liability on your team, she's not a liability, right?
And she's only 30. Like, I feel like a year ago she'd be 50 for some reason. Like, this is because she's Scarlet Witch. Like, they just have to make her more expensive.
She does things that you want her to do.
The key thing is she does them for keywords that need them. That's what I think I like about her. Mystical could use her. Avengers absolutely needs her.
Okay, my point is that if you are using her, she is never the best piece. She is the piece that has the keyword you need. Right? Out of all of the modern super taxis or whatever that we have a lot of, she's probably the worst one if you disregard keywords.
Every piece can't be Venom Magneto, Tyler.
I know, but I'm just saying, the only reason I'm ever playing her is because of her keywords. It's not because she's the best figure for the points. You know what I mean?
You're not going to play her on a non-theme team. It's just not. Yeah.
Well, Tyler, I get what you're saying, right? So this is a case where do you try and force theme? Right. So I know I get what you're saying there, Tyler, but I think at least from Alex's perspective, right, when he goes in here and starts building Avengers, she has a place in the swap.
She's main forced, and then even Latveria doesn't have a taxi.
Right. I don't know if you really need a taxi because you can get the TK flashes, but
I know. I'm just saying. Technically, I don't think Latveria has a taxi, but
depends if you count.
Yeah, and then Mystical has a few, but for a 30-point common, I think she's great. Just period.
Right.
On the theme teams, I get what you're saying, Tyler. I agree.
Why don't people play Key Pride more? I think she should be played.
She is all the time, and then she's switched out.
No. I think she's good enough to be played.
Oh.
Anyway.
All right, Executioner.
Yep.
I'm gonna copy paste what I said about the first two.
Black Panther.
Nope.
Blood.
He has a rally.
Yeah.
Friendly attack rolls.
You get something out of that one that you rolled.
You can replace your leadership with something.
Your opposing character's leadership, not yours.
Oh, opposing. Okay.
Yeah. You can ruin your opponent's leadership.
Right.
It's it's a Blackheart counter.
Well, it's that they probably build the you're gonna succeed so you don't have to roll. That doesn't counter Reign of Terror.
No,
it does if they win map and they just get to re-roll it.
Right, that's true. But then they just re-roll it. So.
All right.
Right. So Loki and his clones.
He's just a if anybody doesn't know, it's built the same way that the Dr. Fate is from the
JOU?
Justice League set.
Yeah.
Except worse.
Except worse. But you get the first one's 50, then 10, and you have to play 5 or more. So that's the original one, and then 4 more for 90.
How is it worse, Jason?
They have TK and enhancement on the other one. It's just better.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess these have stealth and prob and senses though, so this is a little bit more defensive.
It's kind of cool if you pay 90 points, you get 5 probs and a +2 to action total, and you get +5 to theme for.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dr.
agree.
Fate's and Mass are at least a threat.
I agree. The Dr. Fate is a lot better, mainly because of the TK. Like enhancement helps a lot too, but I would say prob's probably better than enhancement.
You
but
can
the TK.
you can play both together.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You could TK these guys out. I mean, they're 10 for 3. I mean, so is Dr. Fate.
So wait a minute. So how many actions can you get now?
I don't care. A lot.
I think I saw someone say like 8 or 9 at some
So
point.
if you get 3, you get 3, then you get 5.
There's that Cyclops too, right? Isn't there a Cyclops that does something? There's
a Legacy Cyclops.
Yeah, Legacy Cyclops.
Right.
Yeah,
so
you could get it.
On theme, you could get 7.
Yeah,
you could get 8. On theme, you can get 8. Off theme, you could get 10.
I'm just imagining like you roll up with 10 actions and it just feels like a bunch of bad figures just trying to take shots at your like
because that's what it is.
Your good team, and they're like, yeah, I get 10 attacks. You know, it's like, yeah, okay.
Except
if
go
for it.
Except if that good team suddenly has a Doom 67.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Good luck with your 3 actions. Your 3.
I built my team around 9. Crap.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
But otherwise, I'm not a huge fan, but people really like Loki for some reason.
Yeah,
so.
and it's cool and it's clone, so definitely for casual.
I'm gonna keep this in the back of my mind because I think Asgardian and Deity are both might have a future.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe with Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it could be Spider Family even. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Is he good enough?
The only time personally I see him played is maybe on an Avengers team, and that's a huge maybe. Like giving every Avenger super senses is maybe, but 60 points is a lot to do that. So
I think you play him in sealed for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You give your whole team super senses.
Yeah.
And now what's
Yeah.
I'm just wondering because so it's like you can give anybody super senses with this. So I don't.
If they're adjacent.
Right, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe if there's like someone you really want to give, but it's 50 points. The dial's not awful for 50 points. Oh, it's 60.
60.
That's a little worse.
But never mind, he's trash.
Why does he have barrier? All right.
Webbing.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. It's kind of fringe. It's not the worst style in the set for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Not worth it though, probably, just to be honest.
Am I looking at this Hulk wrong?
No.
Is this a Hulk without a reducer?
He has traded.
Okay, he has a trade. Okay. Whew.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. All right. Friendly characters are Jason of the Avengers keyword keeps toughness. That's probably not.
It's not good enough.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I miss the Hulk dials that get better progressively. I get that it's generally a meta piece doesn't do that because you want it to be front loaded, but it's nice to see that again. I think. Cool.
All right. Nebula.
Free heal. Whoa.
No. Black Widow.
No.
Probably more important than Spider-Man because the whole team with stealth. Like if one character has stealth, it's not that big a deal because you just pick another target. But if a whole team has stealth, that can shut down some people. But the dial's kind of bad. True boom characters. Yeah, I wish she could carry someone or something. She needs something else probably.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hawkeye. Kate
Oh, this is
Bishop.
Kate Bishop
Kate Bishop Hawkeye.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did finish the show. It was very good.
It was.
It was better than I thought it was going to be for sure.
You definitely want to play her if you pull her in sealed.
8 range triple targets, 12 attack. It's fine.
Blast. Yeah.
Sidestep with running shot. I never. Is that really just worth it? Like for a special power, just have 2.
Why not?
I guess. Yeah, I mean she's okay. Definitely sealed.
Blade.
Hey, sorry, real quick. I stepped away for a second. Did you guys talk about how great Black Widow is?
I said she's probably better than Spider-Man.
Yes, once Black Widow the set retires, she probably makes a sideline for an Avengers team. Because when the set, you can't swap out. Having too many Black Widows, you can't switch those in because they can't have the same name.
Oh. Okay.
But giving everyone stealth is really strong right now. So that's all I want to say. She'll be really good on an Avengers team eventually. Sorry.
Yep.
No, that's fair.
You're good.
Back to Blade.
Blade. Nope.
Is Blade's name Eric Brooks?
Yes.
Yes. It's
Blade
not Wesley Snipes.
Hey, he is to me. When Blade will kill an opposing character, you may instead remove one of his rally die. If you do, turn him to click 6. So it's like a stop click. Rally 6 on opposing attack rolls. He has region was last click. But yeah. No.
Woo.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Good God, it's an awful. Yeah.
Look at that 65. Who's clamoring to play that 65 dial?
Search the plus. I like. They always give him plasticity because he's like Greek wrestling.
Yeah.
Have there ever been a good Hercules? I like Hercules.
Yes.
Yeah, Secret Invasion Hercules is awesome.
I'm looking him up.
And sealed, Age of Ultron, Hercules was amazing.
Secret Invasion Hercules
for 220.
This was awesome.
He was great back then. Yeah, I played him all the time.
Super
I actually talked about him today on the live stream because he was my first.
Oh yeah,
he was on my first. He was on my first SEAL team I ever played. Like first game of Heroclix I ever played, I pulled him, and I was like, they're like, yeah, you should play him at 220 and just play him with a couple other pieces, and he was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that Hercules. I have fond memories of that.
He also had plasticity.
They always do it. Sif. Lady Sif, I apologize.
Lady Sif. Nope.
Friendly attack rolls on 1. And she has flurry. Free to make a close attack. Free remove to make a close attack. So free attacks are always something to keep an eye on. I like her dial's not bad for 55.
Yeah.
And she can make 3 attacks or more. It's a free remove, so she can only do 3.
But she has Avengers and a unique point, so probably not. But if you really need something at 55 points for some reason,
well, I just like it because if you ever get the flurry off, that's 4 dice rolls, and if a 1 ever shows up in any of those dice rolls, you get to make another attack. So it's kind of like a triple flurry with blades. She's got invul and she's got leadership. I don't mind it.
Yep.
Another Spider-Man.
Another Spooderman.
Yeah.
On Miles.
The other one was Miles, yes.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
What's this do? Oh, it's the helmet one.
He's good for sealed. I'd definitely play him for sealed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Y'all are not by the way, y'all have not convinced me as we exit the commons.
Convinced you of what?
That the set is not the worst in Modern.
Oh no, this set is the worst. I agree. This is like this is Indie Clix too.
That's a little too much.
Like
that's
it is. Like
that might be there's a lot of plain dials, which sucks for sure. But we're in the commons, so uncommon
Thor, not a shifting focus.
When Thor hits the range attack it's an energy explosion.
I mean, if he was shifting focus, it'd be great.
But this is like the Chase Thor from CAAV, but worse.
Yeah, I don't know why this Thor seems
Both of them
very.
common, so.
This Thor seems very unneeded because we have shifting focus Thor and then we have a definitive Thor later, and it's not like a different version of the character. It's just a Thor. Why do we have three normal Thors in the set?
Yeah, I wish this guy.
On the front of the booster.
Yeah, I wish this guy was 75 points in shifting focus and can do what he could do, and then shifting focus would be better.
Tyler, if there wasn't a bunch of Thors in the set and he's on the front of the booster, then people would bitch.
Yeah, but give me a different Thor.
No,
They have
the
three
problem-
base Thors.
The problem is that like there's not a lot of other things from the storyline.
Yeah,
No, not really. Well, no, there's actually there's people that didn't include in this set at all in the storyline.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's-
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have had a better character selection for sure. Because here's what this is our third, it's the second Captain America. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so this Captain
yeah.
America, like, we need to talk a little bit about Recruiter when we get to our questions.
This is not the Recruiter please should play though, so we can skip it for this one at least.
All right, the offensive vision.
Well, okay, well, wait. Wait, if you
okay,
were
wait.
going, I will say, if you were going to play Recruiter Avenger, he is the one of two. So you made it sound like there's a better Recruiter Avenger. He's much better than the one we're going to get to.
No, I'm
So-
saying you're not playing a Recruiter Avenger.
No, not until Avengers get better lower point figures. I did a live stream. If anyone wants to go over Recruiter more, which we might have to anyway from questions.
I mean, you
But-
could probably play this guy in Steel because he has the leadership and he's cheaper.
Yeah, Recruiter's not bad, but it requires a keyword that has good low point figures, and Avengers doesn't really have that yet.
Yeah, I think we'll talk when we get to Doctor Strange probably.
Probably.
Vision.
The offensive vision. This is not an offensive.
Hey, if you didn't want to give him 1 damage, you could just give him an action token instead.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if you need Prov and Sealed, here you go.
Yep. There you go. He's play him and sealed for sure.
Or this next
That's
figure.
That's his only saving grace.
Enchantress.
Enchantress.
If you need prob and sealed.
What's the Masters of Evil
yeah.
team to do? It's like Hydra for
Yeah,
cloak,
she's got TK too.
right?
Yeah.
Masters of Evil, it's the isn't it the copying of attacks or something?
No,
Did I
that's
make that up?
Sinister Syndicate. Masters of Evil is the Hydra
Hydra.
for close.
Why that seemed? I don't like that change.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Something
Yeah,
better,
I don't
because
either. I
Ranger's
definitely don't
better.
like it on her, right? Because she's got
Yeah.
any ESD, right? So
Yeah.
Yep. This is a sealed piece, and that is all she will ever be.
all right. So Scourge.
Same thing.
Yeah. Charge running
And
shot.
the
He
hero
always
can
does.
Save us.
Oh, okay. That was pretty cool. That TikTok. Dis and Order. Oh, I'm assuming
That's the name of his guns.
That's those guns, yeah.
That's his,
Yeah.
that's his name of his AK-47s when he jumps out of the ship flying off of Asgard. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here.
I don't
That is
remember that from the movie.
It's not. It was a TikTok, but
Did I watch a different version? All I remember is a
that song
That's
was
all
from,
I remember.
That the hero song is from Spider-Man, right?
Right,
The actual
but it
Spider-Man?
works. The point of that TikTok series is that it works for any good superhero scene.
True. I
You
agree.
could probably also do the Whitney Houston thing for it too.
And
Yeah.
that's true.
I think this was
That was another series I remember watching.
Led Zeppelin song playing in Thor movie. Right?
It is,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But that guy that I've shared the TikToks with y'all, he applies the Nickelback song to
Everything.
all kinds of things, and it's hilarious and it's really good. Like it's really inspiring.
That song is hype. I agree.
Groot, I love this Groot sculpt.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He's pretty cool.
I
But-
just like this group. I think it's pretty good. That dial for 55 points is great. He's got Quake with Giant Reach 3, and it deals 3 damage. He's got Empower, Sidestep.
We
I wish he was a
we
chip.
needed another cosmic tree, so
Yeah,
This
definitely
is- this
definitely
is-
not meta.
This
but-
is definitely not meta. Yeah, Nova.
I didn't say it was meta. I just said we didn't have a modern legal tree to
Yeah,
top.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. It's accurate.
Yeah. Nova, the human rocket. Charge running shot when Nova uses charge. If he has no action tokens, he's not have speed value.
He needed another click or two for me to be interested.
Yeah, maybe if he was like 60.
He's another one of those pieces they never quite get right.
Well, the Steve was good.
I mean, he's not like Vision or Silver Surfer level bad, like when they do it. But
He's just
hey, they've done a good Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer has come around in the last couple of years. But before
No,
that, he had a bunch of total crap stuff.
The OG Silver Surfer. I think he was a veteran. He was like 250 points. I'm looking him
But
up.
there's tons of times they've made Silver Surfer with incompatible powers, and he just sucked.
Is it Supernova? Yeah, 265. I love that piece.
Yeah, that was the one piece. Like, yeah.
One piece.
I think that was the first like single base that had Power Cosmic. Because before that, it was only the big characters like Galactus and stuff. Like piece was awesome.
But Nova is terrible.
Well, I think they forgot how to make Nova because they did make good Novas. Like even the rare Avengers Infinity Nova wasn't bad.
That wasn't Richard Rider.
This guy, yeah, he's talking.
No, the rare Avengers one was. Are you saying this one isn't?
Are you talking about the one that was? I think you're talking about the Sam Alexander one, right?
No,
there was two in that set.
Wait,
the rare one is Richard.
The one,
No.
the one that was 150 points for 7 clicks.
He was. I said he was all right. I didn't say he was amazing.
Sam Alexander. Yeah.
The best Nova is still, unfortunately, Steve Rogers.
60-point one.
Yeah, so the one from AI was decent. The Avengers Assemble one wasn't terrible.
That was Steve Rogers.
No.
No, there's two.
There's a
There was
rare,
two.
and then the Steve Rogers was not
Awesome.
bad. Not bad.
He was really good at that point.
But
Nice.
you know the.
But yeah,
anyways, Nova.
I'm too hyped to talk about Dr. Annabelle Riggs.
No, you're not.
This piece is so bad. Why is it 50 points? It's a sidestep outwit piece. 10 for 2.
Yeah, but if you got 2 action tokens, she could just outwit
Twice.
Oh,
3 is plus
3 powers. Yeah.
Why is that a 50-point piece? Good lord.
Right.
This is the worst piece so far.
So I saw this one, right? So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just.
This is better than Vision.
So Brad
Yeah,
Boyles
that's true.
asked, "Why is everything overcosted in this set?" And you know, Jeremiah Peterson responded to this thread, and I am just incredulous about this.
Okay.
He simply responded, "Bad, because we needed a power creep reset." So here's your power creep reset, Tyler.
The only pieces I think are overcosted so far is Vision in this piece. I think the other ones are.
So, but but Jeremiah's saying like the whole set is a power creep reset. And you know what the power creep reset was last time? It was UXM, and it is looked back on as mostly trash.
It was, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But now we have Yondu.
So 6 years from now, is War of the Realms going to be looked at as trash?
Well, it currently is, so probably.
It'll be looked at as trash 6 weeks from now, much less 6 years from now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yondu, not that great. Valkyrie. Oh, this is your Charge Blades 50-point piece, Tyler. Then you swap into the other one, and then outwit everything.
Oh my goodness.
So you're going to charge in with the 17 combat reflexes, and then shifting focus while you're base to an ESD piece to get the outwit off.
That's right.
I guess
You just wait until I Dr. Thing away your Valkyrie.
Oh no.
Aha! I've solved the puzzle.
All right,
Shang-Chi.
so Shang-Chi,
Real name
right?
Shang-Chi.
So Shang-Chi, we go from a piece that can kill a Quinjet to this.
Okay, well,
It was a helicarrier, not a
that's
Quinjet.
that's not fair here. That was also an ID.
Wait, no, that was Iron Fist did that. Shang-Chi didn't do that.
No, Shang-Chi was the one that just keep attacking, right?
No, he's talking about
Yeah, you're right.
there was a panel where Iron Fist punched the helicarrier and it broke it in one punch. He jumped on it, but that was not Shang-Chi.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the 2016 Shang-Chi, the one that just could keep attacking and you just -1 to his attack.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. I have no earthly idea what Tylor is talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tylor. I do not know.
Incapacitate. When he uses it to your next turn hit characters, give it an action token modified damage +1. He's got triple target. He has traded Flurry, so charge, Flurry, triple in cap. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's not bad for non-meta.
Yeah, definitely a cool casual piece. Definitely a cool Shang-Chi.
Kid Loki
Clokey
is Seifert for a terrible piece.
Yeah, it's man. When this got previewed, I'm like, man, this could be bad because we all remember what Seifert did. But yeah, it's a leadership TK. You play it in sealed for sure, but that's about it. The Destroyer's not. You can't use it with the Prime. So
Angela.
Charge blade.
She has no power, like traits or special powers.
Did they forget a trait on her card?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know who Angela is, and this dial does not help me at all.
Angela is an angel. She is Thor's sister.
Yeah,
Thor is a sister?
Don't you?
Yeah, he didn't know he had because.
Did you not watch
he was raised in heaven.
Ragnarok?
Man, that comes through so much in this dial. It encapsulates her character so well.
You don't know Aldrich Odin's daughter?
Oh, no. Donald Blake. I'm confused here. Someone needs to explain this to me, because I thought Donald Blake was Thor.
Okay. So Donald Blake was a human being that switched places with Thor. Okay, so when he'd stamp his he'd walk his stake, and that would become Mjolnir. They would switch places with each other, right? So basically, what happened here is that Donald Blake would get transported to some other realm or whatever. I don't know the exact what it was. When Thor would be, on Earth or whatever. And so apparently he got left there for a long time and went crazy and gained a bunch of powers and shit and tried to kill all the Thors. So because he went, so.
I missed you, Jason.
Yeah.
That is very helpful.
Now we need a video of Scott Porter's version, and then we need a version of Jason's version, where he got powers that killed all this shit. Like, we need that version.
I just came back to drop F-bombs and say weird things. So.
Right. So this Donald Blake would be great for about 36 points less.
That's an oddly...
36 points.
I like how careful they were, because they said when he makes a close attack, but he has 0 range, they're like, this piece might be too broken if they give him range. Let's just tone it down. Make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, in Golden Age, you could put a sniper rifle.
Yeah, you could.
I agree.
I don't think it would.
All right, here we go.
They
in Bronze Age, there you can give him a sniper rifle and Mjolnir, so he has a total of a 14 square reach with no defensive powers.
True.
Triple target.
Oh, because they
Quake.
Right.
Daniel, why do you need to subtract 36 points from him? Why 36 points?
Because it's a number I pulled out of my ass.
Oh, okay.
I mean that's old Heroclix points.
Yeah, that is.
They don't do that anymore.
Right. You know what? I just want to see an oddly numbered Heroclix at this point.
I don't. I hated that.
You don't, man. You don't. I don't miss that at all.
I don't miss it, but I just want to see it come back again.
That might be the single best change they've ever done in all of Heroclix.
That Shang-Chi we mentioned before was 76 points. Right. Like, seeing that triggered something in me.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
Well, so it would make the exospec so much better to fit.
That's the only thing in all of modern that it would make that.
Why the fuck are exospec 12 points?
It seems like a relic of the past at this point. It seems like it's been a modern for like 6 years.
It will be. It's probably, if I had to guess, going to retire this year.
It's absolutely going to.
We don't know that for sure. We don't know. We can't absolutely say that. We don't know.
They always rotate LEs 1 year.
So I think it might be the oldest thing in modern.
Right.
So if rotation happens, that's the first thing.
It is, Tyler, because it became legal the month after you won Worlds.
Right. Yeah, it was weird because it was like released, but it wasn't legal yet.
Right, because it wasn't the week after the November WKO. 2018.
Was it 2018?
Yeah.
Oh, but it was the winter 2018.
Yeah, it was the November WKOs, right. And they were released and in the wild, but they weren't eligible for Worlds because Worlds was the first weekend of December. Anyways, onto the rares. Thor is the rare. Why does he have a 10 attack?
Well, he's got a 12 attack. What do you mean? It's just on click 4.
He's way worse than the uncommon one.
Why does he have 12 attacks? Like, and he gets invuln later. Like, he gets tougher later. This must
be a Hulk dial they put on a Thor.
Let's just move on to Moon Knight before we all have aneurysms.
That's fair.
Mark Spector. Not going to have an aneurysm.
You don't know. You never know.
That's accurate, but I'm not claiming that energy. So,
all right, this guy at least has text below his dial, so that's an improvement. We're in the rares. When Moon Knight takes damage from an attack from an opposing character, give him a vengeance token at the beginning of your turn. You may remove 2 vengeance tokens if you modify his combat value +1 to your next turn. And then he also has a special attack power on everything but his first click, which is triggering. Blades, Quake, Steel Energy. When one or more opposing characters takes damage from an attack, give them a vengeance token.
Yeah, the only reason he'll see play is because everyone's hyped for the miniseries. That's about it.
Yeah. He doesn't have that special power on his top click.
Because they lumped Steel Energy in there.
No, I think it's because it's vengeance token, so they want him to take damage before.
Well, if that power is on his first click, he'd probably cost 71 points, and that would be bad.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Black Knight.
He has special powers.
He does.
Photon sword. Like, why didn't we just give him the fucking ebony blade here? Like, instead of going with this one.
Well, then he might be playable if they did that. But at this point, they're like, nah, we made this crappy dial for him. Let's just not name it the ebony blade. Let's just do photon sword.
I mean, let's just go with the weird '90s version. Okay. Yeah, we just had it in the movie and all. It's okay. No big deal.
All right, King Ulik, King of the Trolls.
He makes Pog, so that instantly makes him okay in my book. Like,
I don't mind this piece actually. Like, for 65 points, it's a decent long dial. He's got the leadership mastermind thing. Yeah. He is outwittable, but 65 points. He's got decent keywords. Yeah, he can make the Pogs, which are 11 for 3 charge. I'm pretty sure. Which isn't bad. I like this piece because I had the original Ulik from Clobber in Time, and it was awesome. And I know who the character is because back then there was a site, I can't remember what it's called, but it was basically like it would explain the hit backstory of all of the Heroclix, and I had this piece and I liked it, so I looked up that on that site. He's the king of the trolls.
I feel like you've been on this nostalgia trip lately that I just hadn't seen.
I have been. I think it's the legacy cards.
It's a Thanos. Nice. The Thanos triggered something within him.
It did.
Curse.
Waziria.
Is that a rapper?
I don't know. Probably somewhere. Charge, size up to reach 2. Invuln takes a maximum 1 damage from range attacks or attacks from equipped characters. Protected outwit. It's
neat, but
he's all right.
Takes a max of 1 damage. Not gonna see play in meta, but it's unique.
Who is Curse in the comics? Is that someone? He's just he's the lieutenant. Oh, in the MCU, he's the lieutenant of Malekith. But
didn't he get one of the hammers in the story?
I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't think he wasn't in that. I don't think.
Okay, never mind. I think he's a dark elf.
Yeah, he is a dark elf.
He is. That's where he comes from.
Okay, well then never mind. All right.
He was in Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, he was like the side dude. I remember that guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy that like they slammed the stuff on and powered him up, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
Baron Zemo.
All right, Recruiter. Here it is, the Recruiter.
No, it's not. This isn't it.
He's all right.
Okay. Here's a question.
Okay.
Is recruiter one of the worst powers ever made?
No, that is incorrect. It is the worst power.
No, that's not correct either. All right, so no, not at all. I think we've experienced so many bad ones, we just don't remember them. I guarantee there are worse powers than recruiter.
Pick one.
I didn't say it was the worst. I said, is it one of the worst?
Right. I don't think it's one
and
of the
Tylor,
worst.
And Tylor countered with it's the worst.
Right, exactly.
It's
an okay power.
It is certainly the worst in modern as far as a trait goes.
Like a shared trait.
I still don't know if that's true, but I do not have evidence to go against that. So. I will say this. The trait itself, like what it does, isn't the worst. It's that we've gotten really bad keywords to use it on.
No, I agree that there is going to be a use case for it. The actual power, I hate. The way it's worded, it's overly complicated. Something has to die in order to be able to use it, which is always awful. Not awful, but it's just it works. It makes it a lot worse because you can't rely on it.
Yeah, but kudos for trying something new. Yeah.
Now, in general, for Baron Zemo, I will say 35 points. He's actually pretty solid. Leadership, outwit, TK, mastermind, stealth. Like, he has everything you want. If for 35-point soldier or something, soldier doesn't have a lot of TK.
Or ruler.
Yeah.
That's Venom Magneto.
If you're trying to build a comic accurate team, that's a good point.
But if you're building soldier doesn't have a lot of TK pieces, I don't think.
No.
If Masters of Evil was a better keyword, his recruiter could actually be something because he's a low point recruiter, which is what's important. Like with Captain America, 45 is a little pricey. Like some of these other recruiters are way too expensive. Baron Zemo's 35. That's okay. He's okay.
I think he's only okay on a Masters of Evil or Thunderbolts. I think Soldier has enough decent pieces that this is not going to make the cut. But
right.
Master Beaver Soldier could. I would keep it in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for me here is it doesn't shift. Like, none of this stuff so far has altered the meta. It hasn't, given any, like, little tasty tidbits, right? Nothing stops the Alpha Strike. Nothing stops a Jubilee. Nothing stops a Sky Tyrant. Nothing stops a Batman. Nothing stops a Fantastic Four.
Generally,
nothing
meta-altering things are never going to be this low.
Generally. Right. Nothing. Oh, this low in the set, you mean?
Yeah, it'd probably be a super rare.
Maybe,
but
but nothing stopping animals. Nothing stopping Pogs. Right. So this is just all just.
These are all just enhancing current meta teams just a little bit.
The only one
Avengers, it's enhancing Avengers is all that's really happening right now.
The only one that really does is Scarlet Witch so far. It's really the only this is something that's going to be plugged into a team that we know of for sure.
Meta Throg.
He's got dolphin symbol. That means something.
35 points. Like water terrain placement. This is a cool Throg character.
There's someone that does something with dolphin. Is it Namor?
There's a lot of people.
No, the Namor
Legacy Namor.
The Legacy Namor can't do this guy
because he's not standard.
He's not standard.
Oh, that's right.
True. You could go on a pirate team with a Blackbeard.
So I think
that fits on.
I think
Spider-Man
we've had better Throgs, for sure. Like,
but I hate that argument though. Like, Heroclix has been around 20 years. We're always going to say we're going to have better figures unless it's game-breaking, like Sky Tyrant or something new.
I know, but like Throg of old came with an equipment, and I'm specifically talking about the Williamson version here, right? I mean, just the past one at 45 with the Frognir was better.
Yeah.
Right, and then he got Perplex. He got a +2 Perplex. For 10 more points, you just got so much more than this Throg.
Yes, that Throg is better than this.
Even if you take away his Frognir, for 10 more points, the old Throg destroys this Throg.
I mean, I don't know, literally destroys, but
Okay.
This Thor 1-on-1, yes, but as a part of which Throg is more playable? Well, yeah, this one does 12 for 3. The other one does 10 for 2.
Yeah, the other Throg is not better than this.
Yeah, I'm saying this Throg beats the old Throg in a 1-to-1.
Yeah, I like the.
But we're not talking 1v1 me on like Blood Gulch or something. We're talking about on Dust or whatever. We're talking about, is this Throg more playable than the old Throg? And I agree, older Throg is more playable.
It's Rust, Alex. It's 1v1.
Dust is another one for yes, Counter Strike, and then Blood Gulch was my Halo reference.
I don't mind this Throg. I think it's a good dial for 35 points. It's
Dolphin is underrated. We don't get enough Dolphin figures.
So. All right, so we did have a question here then. So
12 for 3?
Oh, never mind. Scott is asking about Rocket. Never mind, not Throg.
Yeah, not Throg. But yeah, I don't mind this piece. I would definitely play it in sealed. It's not meta, but it's a cool little frog.
Ribbit.
And kind of goes to this, the Prime. Frog Thor, which is different than Throg.
This is Odinson as a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the worst Prime of the set.
That is probably true. But I don't mind it. So he's got the beginning of the game, generate up to 6 water train markers anywhere on the map. That's a unique effect for 40 points. That's kind of cool. There's a lot of pieces that can use water, and then you can sort of like free place in between them. That's kind of cool. He's 40 points long for 6 clicks, all with invuln. He's got leadership. Definitely not meta.
I tell you what, no, I'll say this: we are spoiled rotten, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, if there were, just imagine this: if there were ID cards, this guy getting TK'd out, calling out an ID, then vooping back. We would have loved that 2 years ago.
I don't know if this guy would have made it. There's got to be better ID exploits than this guy.
I'm just saying,
we 40 points. They can't call anything out.
We're getting to that age where we're the old men in the old folks' home. Back in my day, we had ID cards that we.
All right, the next figure's good. Let's go.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, this is a good figure. Good figure, finally.
Mm-hmm. Mary Jane. Well, she's not really a good figure, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, what she does is good, but she as a figure is not good.
That's right. So
look, I'm trying to be slightly positive. All right.
Right. So here's the thing. So she brings in Asgardian or deity to Spider-Man family. That's pretty huge for 40 points. I don't think she has any capability at 60 because there's no Spider-Man family swap out.
She also has call and help, which is relevant.
That's huge. So she does have good stats for 40. I'm not hating on the stats.
Yeah, it's not 11 for 3.
She has Spider-Man family keyword or team ability. So she's okay as a figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she'll be played at 40. Right?
She's not. She requires enough investment at 40. Right. She doesn't get one shot by high Evo or something like that, right? So she does require an investment to KO, and she has good stats throughout her dial of 4 clicks for 40. So, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it'll see some play. Does she get Deity too? Yeah, Deity too. So this is one of the reasons I thought keep an eye out on these keywords. Deity's already seen some play. Obviously, there's some great stuff on Deity. And now you can go on Spider-Man. Like Blackheart can go on Spider-Man now.
Does Thanos have deity?
Wasn't able to happen before. Yeah, Thanos has deity. Wonder Woman can go on Spider-Man now, so there's a lot of potential there. Sure.
I do like this a lot better because it's cheaper than using Spider Pharaoh to get Thanos onto Spider-Man family. Because I do like Spider-Man fam. Yes, it does. Hold on, I gotta look up one more thing. Oh, Venom Magneto doesn't have deity, does he?
No.
What a piece of junk.
Yeah, that piece is trash.
Yeah. Gosh, why is it so trash?
Total trash.
Total trash. But no, I do.
Somebody should sell it to me for a lot less than $150.
So I gave 170 for my last one. But I sold some stuff, so I didn't. I traded. So basically, I traded Old Man Phoenix for figures, sold the figures, then bought an Old Man Phoenix. So
traded figures for money, and then traded the money for the figures. So it's just
right. I traded Old Man Phoenix for figures, sold the figures, bought a Venom Magneto. So no actual money came out of my pocket really. But Deity's strong enough, right? Like, you get a retail on Spider-Man Family easily with the House of X Magneto. So
you can already get a retail on Spider-Man Family easy enough with Scientists.
Well,
in order to Venom, because then you can bring Gigantus over.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying with Thanos, right? So with Thanos, I guess is what I should say.
Okay.
Because I really do like Mary Jane. So not the 15-point Mary Jane.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
She has been absolute money in every match that I played in Coffee and Clix.
Yeah, I think she is. Both her and Marvella are just equally just disgusting for 15 points. It's like some of the best points per piece you'll see in Modern ever. Like, it's so good. They fell off a little bit. They're coming back now, but they're so good.
Right.
And maybe it's those pieces that the meta's having to be reset. The power creep's too high.
Yep,
that's true. Oh, and Scarab has deity too. Man, I am liking this tasty little donut here. All right.
See, I told you it was good.
Sign me up for Mary Jane.
All right, you're signed up.
So these next two pieces are Captain Marvel and Wasp. They're both recruiters. They're both bad. We could just skip them, right? Because they're just bad recruiters.
The Captain Marvel is 5 points more than the super rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that get costed out? Like,
I don't know. I was like, man, when I saw that, I'm like, man, 75 points for this? That's not bad. Oh.
Wait, and then just one. I know we want to skip it, but I'm just saying, Wasp is worse than Empire Wasp.
Yes.
Yeah.
These two are not good. They're
it's because of the recruiter trait. They're giving points to the recruiter trait.
I mean,
lot of points.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But they've way overcosted recruiter. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Thunder
Strike. Thunder.
See, this one makes me want to say, well, we've already gotten a good Thunder Strike. He came with an object.
I loved that Thunderstrike. He was cool.
Yeah, that one was cool. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like that. This is an instance where I want to say that.
Well,
say
it. So
no,
I would say I do like the Avengers Assemble Thunderstrike was not terrible either.
No, he was not. Yeah, he was not. He was not horrible. Yeah.
That's true. That's a jumping one. I remember that one.
This is a common dial, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a common dial.
Valkyrie.
I don't know why we needed two.
This one can reduce spending damage by non-adjacent characters. That's kind of cool. When she's dealt damage by an adjacent character, reduce damage taken by an additional 1. That's okay. Blade targets up 2 characters. Oh, she gets to make 2 blades rolls. That's kind of cool.
Sure.
That's unique. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's unique.
All right. The Bad Wrecker.
Right. I'm going to wreck it.
I've always liked the Wrecking Crew a ton. Like, always. They're so cool.
Yeah, they're much cooler with the next Wrecker besides this.
Do you guys remember
one.
Absorbing Man? You remember that piece? Oh.
With the old LE one?
The LE one? Yeah.
Yeah. God, I hate that stupid thing.
I love that piece so much. That was the piece that, like, I first was like, wow, this is meta. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play this piece.
Well, you could with the better Wrecker in Golden Age.
Mm-hmm.
Super annoying. So,
yeah.
Absorbing Man.
All right, Prime Wrecker. This is cool. This is a cool piece. I like this piece.
So, all right. So let's just go ahead and talk about the trick, right? How do you get Wrecker onto Scientist?
The Wizard.
The Wizard, right? So
it's so funny that we talked about this last episode.
What?
We were like, Frightful 4 does have a switch out. You know, that could be relevant.
That's right. We did.
Right.
It was last episode that we talked about that.
Yeah.
And we left it off. We're like,
yeah. It's too bad that Dr. Thing ruins this.
Well, the wizard part, but that's fine.
Way to go, Alex.
So you get but hold on, let's talk about what he does, right?
Oh, Dr. Thing has Brute. You could play this guy with Dr. Thing.
To do what?
I don't know.
All right, so
correct stuff.
So this guy has bystanders, right? So he once per turn per character, whenever Wrecker or the Wrecking Crew bystander destroys a wall or square of blocking terrain closer to an opposing starting area than your own area, gain 1 mission point. So the general idea there is you get him onto Scientist, you use Wizard to swap him out, right? Then you can get onto a high theme map like Negative Zone. You can carry up Prime Wrecker, sidestep through blocking, generate a Pog, sidestep through blocking, then you get 2 mission points, and Wrecker's just hard to kill.
And Scientist is highly mobile because you have Teen Lantern and then you have the 2 flashes, and they can copy Green Lantern, so you can get across the map with Scientist with the 2 flashes and Teen Lanterns. That's why Scientist is so mobile.
Right.
And his Pogs are good. The one that you generate with Sidestep can just punch. You know, I think it's 10 for 3, and then if you can, I would probably play that Dr. Ali Gregor for like 15 points.
Yep.
And 11 for 4.
You can also because you can also play him with the other Scientist that gives you Yaphet, and then everyone has Sidestep,
right?
So all the Pogs will.
But
why are all these good Scientist pieces freaking primes?
I agree. There's like 4 prime Scientists I want to play.
I will say, and this is going to be for a later live stream or a talk or whatever, he's probably the closest we're going to get to an actual good mission point team. Out of all the things we have, his is the most feasible to be done because he doesn't require your opponents to do anything, which is big. Well, most of the other ones require that, besides the one we'll talk about later that's broken, but we know that's going to be fixed. Yeah. So he's the closest you got probably to just getting mission points.
I also just like that he's an anti-barrier piece on like an alpha team. That's cool. Yeah. Like this is the best mission point team to me because it's a good figure, and his mission points just sort of happen naturally, and it's not a ton, right? So the first turn you generate 2, second turn you can generate 3, so then you're at 5, and then it sort of goes from there. You can only generate the Pogs once though, so once they die they're dead. That's something to just keep an eye out on. But I like this piece. I think I would consider playing it without the mission points for sure. It's just sort of like an added bonus.
Yeah, and you can play him with Prime Marvel. Well, no, you can't because he's a Prime. But you can, like, Scientist is just strong enough to probably carry him. Not literally carry him, but
literally carry him.
Literally and figuratively. It's strong enough to where you don't have to rely on a mission point, and you can actually use mission points for what it's worth, and that's as added pressure to stop stallers. And to stop the teams that just I'll take a pot shot, kill 1 10-point thing, and hide. Not that there's a ton of those lately, but it makes defensive teams and whatnot have to be a lot more aggressive because you could just start racking up points. So
that's why people keep complaining the mission point is not strong enough. I think that they're doing a really good job with mission points and how they're balancing it. I don't think a lot of people understand game design at all.
Hey, Tyler,
one thing.
I got something for you. Do you know who else has Scientists and does mission points?
No, Dan, I can't think of one single.
Are you ready?
Single person. I am. Go ahead.
I want to.
Thank you, Dan.
And we are now the ASMR podcast. Apparently.
Well, I just want to say before. So, right now, I think everyone will agree that the meta is incredibly aggressive, right? And that's mission points are not good against aggressive teams. But if it ever flips in the future to a defensive meta, mission points become twice as good, and then they might be broken. So it just because they don't fit in the meta right now doesn't mean it's not good.
Okay. Rare Thor.
What to?
Jane Thor.
Or Dark Side Light.
Yes.
She's basically Dark Side Light because she does her little roll 2d6s and you just throw the hammer around, right?
Yeah, I like this piece. It's a fun piece. I wish it's the exact same thing with freaking Darkseid. If Thor has not been moved or placed this turn, and if no opposing character is adjacent, generate a marker. Just take one of those away, and she's so much better, right? If she has full charge 11 for 4, right? When she has the hammer, so if she could like charge something, and then if she kills it, she's not adjacent, then she gets to generate the thing and do something. Like, that would be awesome, and it wouldn't be broken.
Right, and then just from like a move perspective, right? Like, when have we never seen like a Thor like jump down out of the sky, right? Slam the hammer, do a 360 no scope, and throw it.
Yeah. Just one of those things. Or I hate that you can tie her up and she can't generate the piece. Like, just let her do that. It just because that lets her, if she's surrounded, she gets to do something with it. I don't know.
I like the power on her. It's pretty. It seems very comic accurate.
Yeah, it's super cool and fun, and I like that they brought that back. It's a cool mechanic.
For meta purposes, she might have a spot on Avengers once Black Widow and whatnot rotate. When you need a heavier hitter, she might see play from that standpoint, but even that's kind of a stretch. But she's one of the more heavier hitter Avengers that we have now. So
full dial or full movement charge that you cannot don't have to move in a straight line is always pretty strong.
Super rare Thor.
Hey, it's shifty focus with a special power, Tyler.
That is true. Better. It's super rare. They didn't give this one. Power, improved targeting. This is the one that So improved targeting characters and destroy blocking. Make a close attack regardless of adjacency, targeting all characters within 6 squares along a single direct line of fire. Each character is dealt Thor sprint damage value instead of normal damage. After resolutions, destroy walls or blocking terrain on the wall. So it's basically in the movie where Thor throws his hammer and then it comes back to him. So you could just attack everybody in a line of 6.
I get it. I get it now.
Thank you.
The Thors are so bad because the Wonder Womans were so good.
Maybe.
For the same cost.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's dials backwards. They should have turned it around.
They were just the sidestep power, because it's a power action to do that. I would much rather have sidestep than charge.
This is a super rare 75-point dial. This is a super rare 75-point dial that starts 10-10 17-3. Ew.
Ew, yeah.
Ew.
There's a lot more ooze coming, boys.
I feel like they were going to do something like Wonder Woman, and they were like, yeah, we could just give Thor all his different items. And they're like, he only really has Mjolnir and then that axe, right? That's it, right? No. Is there anything else? No. Oh, then scrap it.
They were like, hey, let's do a shitty version of Wonder Woman.
For real.
Yeah, I forget that the shifting focus Wonder Womans were 75 points too. Yeah.
To be fair, though, they were garbage if they didn't have the objects. They weren't nearly as good. The objects is what made them better.
They were not garbage.
They were not garbage. They were not this garbage. They were unplayable because you still had leadership generates the little units.
19 defend. They all came with objects. There was a 12 attack.
No. I'm saying take the objects away, right? You still have 19 defend. Generates Pog's leadership, and then the end cap one that lowered defenses.
They're at least unique and
that was all
do something.
Super powerful effects, right?
I know I played Wonder Woman's a ton.
yeah.
I'm well aware. The Daredevil though is not a super rare. Why is he a super rare?
I like Daredevil.
Yeah.
I like him. I don't like him.
Oh, you're saying
super
why
rare.
is he? I do. I think it's a fine super rare deck. I think it's cool.
He does a lot of cool things. I like him. I feel like he's a rare, but I like everything.
This is the Daredevil that got
Heimdall's sword.
Heimdall's sword, and he gets the sight, so he can see like everything.
So he can see sights beyond sights. Yeah.
So adjacent friendly characters can use super senses. That's just a cool effect. Passenger 2, phasing teleport Passenger 4, but only characters with the Asgardian keyword. So Passenger 4, they all get super senses. Cool. Damage power is probability control may target characters in 8 range regardless of line of fire, which is a cool effect. He has power cosmic, so you can't outwit him. He's got a 19 defend, or not 19 defend, that'd be way better. 19 super senses up top that you can't outwit. Yeah, I think it's cool. He's a taxi for Asgardian. He has 75 points, but he's also an 11 attack blades. He's hard to kill. He's got a cool prob.
Yeah, but for 15 points less, I could play a garbage Spider-Man to give adjacent friendly characters super senses.
That is.
You want to look at a point disparity. Like for 15 more points, Daredevil does so much more, and I know it's a comment to a super rare. I get it,
yeah.
But at the same time, it's like people who say, "Oh yeah, well you got to figure out the math equation and the point equation." I don't feel like they can throw rarity into that equation at all.
Well, so like, you balance it in other ways too, right? Like this guy's not a movement attack. That one at least has charge, right? That one's more offensive than this piece for sure.
The other one's garbage. He has this guy has cosmic energy.
Give me this Daredevil for 40 points, and I'm all over it.
No, 50 points. You'd see play for
45,
sure. Even 60.
You're trying to compare him to Dr. Oz. I feel like Mr. Oz, because of the prob. But he's not. He's more than that.
I'm just having a negotiation with Tylor. Apparently, all of a sudden, that's what I was here for.
Maybe this is the little insight to how they design figures at WizKids. They have like negotiations.
I wish he had range. That's my only thing. Just give him like 6 range or something.
I mean, he's
he doesn't have
sword.
There's no way Heimdall can't attack somebody standing 10 feet away from him. Like he has to have some magic or something.
I mean, Daredevil generally has like a 4 range a lot of the time.
Yeah, he still has his Billy Club. He didn't just drop it.
Yeah.
FYI, Tyler, we have never had a Heimdall with range.
Really?
I just looked it up.
Right. Well, Daredevil has range, okay?
Hey, Heimdall from the Thor: The Dark World also had a prob as if he had a range value of 8, and he can ignore hindering terrain and ignores characters.
Oh, cool callback.
That's kind of neat, yeah.
I agree. I like when they do that. All right.
He's probably not competitive, though, right? I mean, you're
not. Probably not. I'm going to keep an eye on him just because I do like he is Asgardian and a deity.
Probably not. Probably.
Yeah, and the super senses.
He's not going to be a D. That's a little spoiler there.
Oh, ruined it. Now I'm not going to watch.
Super rare Gamora.
She has the sidelock attribute. That's good, right? It's +1 to captain and sidekicks that are equipped. So that's
she definitely goes on to if you play any random captain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, she's the best version, I would say. Like, if you could only fit one, it would probably be her. And then once per turn, when she gets the close attack after resolution, she can make range attack. Wow.
12 for 4 blades twice, most likely. I mean,
no,
super
she
senses.
makes a range attack with her second attack.
Oh, yeah. Then nah, that's all right. I'll pass.
She can shoot out.
She at least ignores like every elevated characters and adjacent for that ranged attack. So that's good.
Yeah.
But not good enough for 80 points for 6 clicks and toughness.
Yeah, she has imperv the last half of the dial. They've done that so many times to set. I hate it.
So Prime Gamora.
Oh boy,
we have some
pretty good.
We have some tasty McTasties here, right?
Yeah, this is an exciting piece. This is hype. So yeah, just going over it. She has 7 range of triple targets, which is relevant. She's 125 or 60. She has good keywords, right? Well, does she? She has not great. Asgardian, I kind of like police is okay. She can go to Spider-Man. Warrior, she shares some stuff. She also has the Battle World and Guardians. But she's got 2 traits. When Gamora targets more than one character with an attack, any attack, instead of dividing damage, she can deal her printed damage value to each hit target. So 3 targets, you can do that with close attack now. So if she's charging you at top dial, she's hitting 3 people for 4 damage. And she has to crack the case wide open that was from the Battle World set that all the Thors have, because they were like the police of the. So that's kind of cool. Once per turn, when an opposing character within 4 squares makes an attack, doesn't have to hit or miss, give her an evidence token, free remove 2 evidence tokens to place Gamora adjacent to an opposing character within 4 squares, and then make an attack.
Wait, okay. So I just thought you were carrying her up and she got to making a free attack, and they can't use defense powers. Okay, so this has just got suddenly totally worse.
It is worse than what you thought. That would be so played. That would be an autoplay. Attack power is when Gamora targets a single character with an attack closer range. They can't use defense powers. That's cool. And then combat reflex is impervious for defense.
Wait, so
Dave is disappointed.
Yeah, I thought that this gal was going to go on a drop-off team, and you were going to drop her off, and she was going to go like power gem and powers, perplexes, and just freaking yeet somebody for like 6 damage.
That would be pretty hard to pull off. You'd have to sit there and hope they attack you within 4 squares. Then you can do it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I thought she just was going to be able to do that.
You could just play her with Prime Marvel. Oh, that's right. She's a Prime also.
Hey, there's another character that can do that now, so it's fine. And they thieve with her.
Yeah, it's just... I think sometimes you guys have too much high expectations. She's still really solid.
No.
Like, combat reflex is impervious.
She's not. Impervious is trash.
It's not, though. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not rash.
Not something you can rely on. It's nice to have. It's not something you can rely on.
Right. You've got to have things that you can rely on.
Generally, that's true. This piece is... It's trading defense for offense, right? This is an incredibly offensive piece. It can dish out a ton of damage. It's got great stats. It ignores defense powers, right? So, like, that's it. It's very, very offensive. For 60 points, it's not bad. Mimic is played for 60 points as a prime. Obviously, he has better keyword support, and he has rollouts, right?
Mimic has rollouts. He gets to take powers. He has a character that can give him powers. He's got charge. He's more offensive than Gamora.
He has the potential to be more.
No. So, like, Gamora has charge. So it's only 1 attack, right? I get that she can triple bolt. Go
3 attacks, essentially.
3, right? So she could do 9 damage, right? So, but Mimic can go 11 for 3 twice because he's got Charge Flurry. I mean, that's not irrelevant here.
Nope. She can also, obviously she ignores defense powers if you want. If you need to do that, she can make a free attack if the game goes later. You have to find a way to protect her. I'm not saying she's definitely not as good as Mimic, but I think it's exciting.
I mean, if she's not as good as Mimic, and Mimic barely sees play, right? Only very specifically sees play. How is this Gamora going to see play?
It depends on how many stop click people she just goes against. Like,
but she's an auto lose if you don't, because you can't swap her.
She's not an auto. She's 60 points. I mean, that's not an auto lose.
Well, she's most likely the biggest target, right?
You could also just protect her. I mean, it's not like we don't have defensive teams that are non-themed. I mean, those do exist. You can get her on one of those teams. I mean, I think you're downplaying her. I see why you would be less excited when you thought she could just boop over and just kill everything with free attacks. Like, I could see why you would be down on her now. She's still not bad. I mean, if you could get her up 1 damage to 4, she just one-shots a Blackheart. I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, we don't have a lot of pieces that just ignore defensive powers. So,
and that's closer range attacks. Like, obviously, her first attack's probably going to be close because you're going to, like, TK her and charge or something like that. But, yeah, I don't mind her. I think she's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Fine is not competitive, I don't think, enough for me.
All right.
So Hella, can we really judge Hella because we think she's going to get an errata?
I mean, we know that she's gonna probably get an errata, so
she's gonna get an errata. So we can just assume that she's gonna get an errata. She probably won't be playable after that. I don't know what they would do to errata her though. It's kind of just
they have two options. They have two options, and they're gonna choose the worst one.
What are the two options?
The two options, my recommendation is they change it to whenever a standard character above 15 points is KO'd.
I would do 25.
Nah, I want it to be able to go with Blackheart. It makes sense that you can get a bonus for playing her with Blackheart, who she has 4 keywords with, it feels like. And when he KOs his own person, then you get to pop out a thing. That's a cool combo that's not overpowered. That's something that's
So I think
always been 25.
I think it's just is KO'd by an opposing effect. Is what
yes, that's what it's going to change to, and that makes her bad. I hate when they do that kind of power. But they, who knows? Maybe they don't, because sometimes the design team, they're like, this is how we wanted her. We are just going to early retire Friends of Humanity or something.
So, real quick, just for people who don't know, she has a trait that's power generate Draugr warrior. First she has whenever a standard character is KO'd, any standard character generate a grave marker in a square they occupy power. Generate a Draugr warrior bystander all unoccupied squares within range. She has a range of 8, so it's the whole board, right? Basically back and forth the whole board. Then remove each of those grave markers. Gain 1 mission point for each Draugr generated this action. So she has that. So you play her and 16 5-point Friends of Humanity.
20. You got to play 20 because you get 20
20
points. Yeah,
20.
Sure, 20 of them. And then you play Friends of Humanity. Can you do that? 20 times 5? Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
and then you play
Cannonball with tempo.
Right, Cannonball because he destroys or he does 1 damage to everybody he moves through, even friendly, so he can just kill him, and then she activates her thing and she gets 20 points.
Now, to be it's not likely that you get to go first, right? Because it's not themed. Mm-hmm. But in the random sense that you get to go first, that team automatically wins. Right. Sorry, I can't say that emphatically because you got to roll a 5.
Sure.
But
it's clearly going to get an errata.
Right.
I mean, even if you go second, it's incredibly unlikely they're killing Hella. Right? Yeah. So they'd have to kill Cannonball, who's probably behind all 20 Friends of Humanity.
Well, 10 of them.
Yeah, well, sure. So
and it's also
a bunch of them.
It's also important to note that immune only protects you from opposing effects, not friendly effects. So you can in FTI KO your own characters on T1.
And before anyone asks, Cannonball's not the problem. There are other figures that damage your own figures. Not as much as Cannonball. Flash does it. Human Torch does it. Venom does it, the new one. The Prime Venom
and the Prime Venom does it. Torch does it. Yeah, there are plenty of things that can damage your figure.
The problem is the Friends of Humanity, a 5-point 1-click figure. We don't have those anymore.
Well, to be fair, there was also the BTAS henchmen as well.
Well, they're retired. I don't count them.
Well, I don't think Friends of Humanity is the problem. I think that this figure is the problem.
Yeah, the figure's the problem.
I don't.
I think the figure's the problem because it just ends up. It just breaks too many things, right? And WizKids, I would like to think, has to think about Silver Age now. So it becomes a Silver Age problem. And then for sure, right, I know they don't care about Bronze, but it also becomes a Bronze Age problem if they don't fix the figure. So I have a feeling, unfortunately, Alex, that they're going to fix the figure, not the...
Oh, no, I know. But I just... It also makes me wonder if COVID hadn't have happened, if they would have... I know Dark Phoenix came out in September of 19, but it makes me wonder if they, these past sets were built without that set in mind. Because, we had the issue with Exodus and Jean Grey, And this is just another one where it's like that, like the Dark Phoenix set just keeps plaguing things.
Dark Phoenix definitely was still meant to be legal because it doesn't have its 2 years because it didn't run late or anything. So yeah, it definitely would have been not retiring until this year.
No, I know. I just didn't know if they may have planned to give it an early retirement because of how annoying it's been. Because Jean Grey has always been a problem, and a problem that they still haven't fixed.
I guess we should also be glad that Dragoo Warrior doesn't have autonomous.
But I'm also, to be fair, not sure they're going to fix it, because think about how long they let Surtur and Tri-Sentinel go. Now, it wasn't a one-turn thing. Was it?
No.
No, I get it. No, I'm not saying they're the same. But I'm saying they let it fly until rotation.
There's no way it's incomparable. This is an auto win. This is not even remotely. No one will play in a tournament if they don't fix this. I will not play in a tournament where this is legal at all, ever. That's dumb.
That's not true.
Why would I play in a tournament where it's a coin flip? Why would I do that?
Isn't that all the tournaments you've played in? I felt like you played a lot of things, and you said when I'm playing Wales, it's a coin flip whether I'm going to win or not.
But it's based on the skill of you play a game. You don't. It's not a coin flip.
Tyler, every game is a coin flip. Either
yeah, for real.
It's only 50-50. Either you win or lose.
Oh my god.
Which Cannonball was the one that did it? It's the
Regenesis.
Yeah. Regenesis.
So he's probably most likely on the way out this year too, but. I can say
so. He can't do it in one turn though.
Why?
No. So the idea is that so if you go second, you can't do it in one turn. You could do it in 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not. I don't even think that's true.
It is.
How?
As an opponent, I could probably put you on a map that this doesn't work.
No. So the 4x4 map issue becomes dicey, but it all comes down to. When do you roll and place for the Friends of Humanity? Because if that's the case, then you can just play all of your sidestep friends. And you got to remember, like, a third of the time they get sidestep and they have Underworld. And you have Leadership. So you've got 3 actions to move 6 of them turn 1. And you can do it turn 2. So you can move all 10 of them into position over 2 turns. Because you got to keep in mind is if your opponent, you're body blocking Hela, right? So your opponent has to be able to KO all of the body blocking friends.
Well, no, they just can't because if you win map, you just do it. They can't. There's no interaction because you're in first turn immunity. You kill 10 the first turn, and then you kill 10 the second turn.
Agreed.
There's no interaction.
Yeah, if you win first turn, then sure. I'm saying if you don't win map, I could probably put you on a map that stops you.
The only way that comes close though is the only way that comes close is the 4x4 maps. And so your first action, you could line up 10 on the 4x4.
No, that isn't the best one.
It doesn't matter. This is hypothetical that will never happen because it's going to get errata.
All right.
No, because there's going to be probably a tournament. You know they take a while on erratas. So there's probably going to be a tournament that someone's stuck in where they don't realize this is going to happen.
If that tournament does not outlaw this figure, we will boycott that tournament.
They didn't ban, no one banned Exodus and Jean Grey.
It's not an auto win. It's not an auto win.
It was a stupid combo.
Exodus
this isn't
Jean
an auto win. There are ways to counter it.
What are you talking about, Exodus Jean Grey?
The mind control blow-up thing. That was a stupid thing people had to plan for. I know this is different because
That's still
it's
legal.
2 turns. It is still legal. That's what I'm saying. But at the beginning of it, everyone was crying saying it shouldn't be legal because it's a stupid interaction that could just wipe out whole teams. And the meta had to adjust.
No,
this isn't the same. I get it. But you can still make changes to it. Like, you can still put them on a map to prevent this.
It's not comparable.
It is comparable. It's just way off scale.
No, it's not comparable because one, there's countermeasures too. That if you win the map, you win the game. Period. It is an auto win. Not
not every team, but yes, most teams, yes.
No, you get 20 points in 2 turns, and they have no interaction with it.
What map are you going to on this with this team?
An open map.
Any of them?
You don't want an open map. You don't want an open map.
They can't interact with you. You have first turn immunity.
Okay.
You win the game.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I don't understand. I'm not understanding you.
I don't understand. I'm just saying you're most likely winning map, and you could take them to a map to stop this. There are maps that's not stop it, but slow it down significantly. 4x4 isn't the play. You play it to one of those janky ass rise and fall maps that have the split starting area.
But that requires you to build a specific map for one matchup.
I know. And that one may be
It's a bad interaction. Let's move on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We are. We're too much, right? Valkyrie.
Oh, the third Valkyrie.
And that one chick can change into all of them, right?
I don't think so.
That one could change into all of them, I think, right? That'd be awesome.
Just this one.
So, never mind.
This one's, I mean, I don't hate it. It's not meta, but if we didn't have any more Valkyries in this set, I would not be mad at this super rare Valkyrie. But I am now.
It's the new version. It's a new version they never done before. So.
Oh, okay. It's Jane Foster. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind it then. Valkyrie's a job. When a character, so she can like pick any, what is it? Speed? No, it's attack. Use a standard attack or standard damage power that she can use. So you can blade, steal energy. She can use out even on her lower dial. She could pick the higher ones. So she could use Quake. She could use Outwit and Prob on the 60-point line. It's not bad.
She makes Mr. Horse. She's amazing.
That is, I mean, yeah.
Top only 100 points. I know, but
at top dial, she charge. She doesn't have speed value, and then she drops Mr. Horse. You know,
Nay.
All right. The
recruiter, Doctor Strange.
Playable recruiter.
Yep. He's okay.
Yeah, he's okay because of Wendigo, right? Basically, his thing says power generate a Wendigo, more or less.
There are other options besides just Wendigo, but Wendigo is by far the best. If you're main forcing a Wendigo.
Yeah, just saying the sentence power action generate a Wendigo sounds nice. The problem again is that something has to die first. So 50 points or more, right?
Which if you're playing Wendigos, that's going to happen. But the problem is that the Wendigos die don't mean you make more Wendigos.
Right.
They can't less points.
Right.
Wait a minute.
And it also takes up your sideline spaces because you have to have
goodness.
on your sideline. Yeah.
So
this isn't your guys' type of trade.
You know, I don't mind. I mind how like overly complicated it is. How many steps you have to go through. The fact that it takes up sideline slots. The fact that something has to die of more points.
If it's an equal, I would be in with Strange.
Yeah.
I would be in for a Wendigo choo-choo train.
It just feels very clunky.
This is going to be better when and if Justice League Unlimited retires, and then our sidelines open up a bit more.
True.
Then you might be interested. Because right now it's just like, I would rather play a Black Vulcan or a bunch of Brainiacs. But when our sideline is much more open once they're gone, and we're stuck with Scroll Spies and Sentinels, we might say, okay, well, we've got 3 spaces. I'm playing a mystical team.
They're also just overvaluing it so much.
So at that point, we won't have Wendigos. But
if you don't have the trait, this is like a 40-point uncommon dial. They're just overvaluing recruiter so much. Go ahead.
Why does Doctor Strange never get moving attack powers either?
Because he's not like a full offense, you know. He's more like a support piece in the most stories.
He's like one of the most powerful.
I know.
Like,
I know he can do it.
It's like
he can do it, but he generally doesn't.
I call bullshit. This is bullshit.
I kind of get it for him at least.
Imagine me up some fucking running shot.
Yeah, I agree.
Mystical's the closest we've got to a playable recruiter, and it's not going to be that playable when rotation hits. Now, if you give me a cosmic recruiter, or some of these other lower point monster recruiter or some of these other lower point ones that have lower point figures that do something, then maybe recruiter has a place. Like a team that's a swarm team, like an animal recruiter might be okay because you're going to get in their face. You're going to lose figures. And so being able to just pop another one in that could do something, there's places where that could be something. But right now we don't have any keywords that can make use of that. Mystical's the closest because of Wendigos, but that's
Scientist recruiter be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's good for the next 5 months.
Because we know hypothetically be good, but it won't be good if they keep overvaluing it this much. I feel like.
Yeah. Strange is by far the best one we've gotten. Now, but this is 2 sets that we've had it, so this is probably something they're going to continue as long as we get better keywords. And hey, this is the first generic keyword we've gotten, so at least they're trying.
Yeah.
So give us a scientist, give us a monster, give us a cosmic, give us something else that has a good low point. Bring in, pop you in the face. Like that's what this is for. Is to bring someone in that you're okay giving up 20, 30 points for them to just flurry you for something.
Yeah, I understand the use case. I just stand by my statement that this is the worst shared trait they've designed. Like I feel like ever. It's so clunky.
You're forgetting crappy ones like Titans Reborn, where they can make a move action and use Teen Titans for free.
No, I like that better than this.
I don't.
Like that doesn't give up points.
It doesn't.
It could.
I forgot this gives up points right away.
Yeah, they immediately score the fucking point.
There's like 8 different steps each time you want to do this. It upsets me.
So hold on one
it's
second.
Just something. No, it isn't. Something dies. You power action, bring something less points.
That is not.
Wait a second.
That was it.
Wait. I'm gonna pause y'all real quick. So this game, the generated character can't be replaced, and your opponent scores them immediately.
Yes.
What does that mean? Instead of when they are KO'd?
Not instead.
Right.
So they kill a 50-point piece, they get 50 points. Then on your turn, you power action, bring in a 40-point piece. They now have 90 points.
Do you guys not read these powers before? Like, okay.
I did.
No, I mean, like, so, again, I thought that Super Prime Gamora was going to smack you for free for 6, so just give me a little bit of latitude here, Alex.
For someone for people who consistently throw black Vulcans at people, you're acting like you don't give up points. Like we do.
You realize
literally, I know it's free. I get it. They're not that comparable, but I'm just saying we literally are throwing 25-point figures at them.
So that is not the only. So that is a negative to Black Vulcan, and a lot of times you don't bring them out for that, right? So it is a negative here. But the upside isn't there with like that is with Black Vulcan.
Right. So if I come out and like running shot 1 square away from a Dark Phoenix and I crit miss, right? The upside is I don't get retailed on. The upside here is what? I just gave up 40 points or 15 points. Let's say they KO that Wanda Maximoff. Right, that the Scarlet Witch back up there in the set, and I bring out a Wendigo. That Wendigo better be ready to like score 45 points, right?
Right. What I'm trying to say is that this power is useful on more aggressive teams, and it's very situational. Like that's all I'm trying to say. Like if there was an animal version, that would make a ton of sense because animals right in your face. Something is probably going to die turn 2. Most likely. And so turn 3, I know, hey, I've got an option to bring in a low point animal if I want.
What you're saying is that it's better on an animal team. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's good.
No, it's the good option. That's the thing. It's purely optional as long as you have a good recruiter. And that's the problem.
I mean, my that Gamora's good too if she makes a free attack.
No.
Well, no,
but
so
there
like
is
the negatives are
there is no animal there is no animal recruiter.
The negatives for this are that it's a power action, right? That is not as good as the other generate things. Then you have to choose a character with a keyword in your KO area. You have to make sure it hasn't been generated before. You have to make sure it hasn't been chosen before from another like a previous recruitment. Then if you have a character that meets those 3 criteria, as a power action, you can generate a character with the same keyword from your sideline. Has to be lower points, not equal points. Then they score the thing. It's like so many things.
No, you're making this very convoluted.
I'm reading the power. I'm reading the power.
You're reading it. No, you're making it convoluted because they have to put all these all these words in because we dissect everything to find every nook and cranny to break the game. So they have to put all this in. The situations those arise are never happening. The only time you're trying to use a recruiter for someone who's already been KO'd for recruiter, that's just saying it's preventing you from chaining recruiters to where you kill something for 50, I bring in something for 40, you kill that, I use that same one to bring in something for 35. You kill that, I bring something in for 30. Like it prevents that interaction. That's what I'm saying. You guys are making this way more difficult than it needs to be. The words are there to prevent like chaining. The whole reason is this: to generate a character can't be replaced is because you score points immediately. So it prevents you from saying, oh, you score 30 points, I replace with someone who can replace for 60 points, because the whole replacement point thing happens when they KO. So the whole reason those words are in there is to prevent breaking the game, essentially. It's not that convoluted.
I understand why all those things are in there, but the problem is that they are in there. It's like it really, there's like 6 things you have to check for.
Let's just talk about Crusader.
Oh Lord, this is
just not a power you guys are getting. So it's not good, but it's not as bad as you're trying to make it sound. And I'm hoping it gets better.
All right,
but
Crusader,
right now it's meh. Speaking of meh,
we were on track to do a 1 episode set review for this one, and now I don't know if we're going to be able to do that.
We got it. All right,
Crusader. Bleh.
Yeah, Crusader's meh.
Iron Allfather. This is Tylor's new piece that he's going to play. Be ready to get riggedy wrecked by it.
Hey, Tylor, he's got mysticals, so you could play him with Doctor Strange for recruiter. So when Ironfather just dies in 1 turn, you can bring in someone good.
That is true. And then they get scored immediately.
Yep.
They're up 200 points on
But at least you could say you played Iron Allfather. So.
Right. I mean, that 20 defense, guys.
He's 20 defense. He can pick Invincible. He has 11 clicks of Invincible.
Right, or he can go combat reflexes against Sky Tyrant, right? So now he's a 22 defense against Sky Tyrant.
Mm-hmm. He's not the worst 300-point figure we have, but you can't have a 300-point figure because then you can't cover up any of his weaknesses.
That's right.
Yep.
So, and he's got quite a few of them. All right, so the regular super rare destroyer is garbage.
Are we saying real quick? Are we saying Allfather at 125 is also not playable?
Correct.
I don't know if we mentioned the 125 part.
I would say it's less playable.
Right.
Okay. I just want to make sure we say that.
I would like to see Iron Allfather. Iron Allfather is the sealed pool that you want. I'm not sure in sealed, right? Between 2 boosters, you should have another character with the Asgardian keyword. I'm not sure that a sealed team could beat Iron Allfather, who just sits in a printed square of hindering.
Yeah, that's probably true. Destroyer?
No. Can we just skip it?
Yeah, he's the bad one that you hoped was good for Kid Loki, but no.
7 phasing.
All right, so the Destroyer Super Rare Prime. All right, so I wanted to read this trait just to make sure that I got it right. So 100 points. 10 clicks, very solid values, 4 damage, 5 damage, 11 attack, sidestep, giant, big, good stuff, right? So this dial is really good by itself for 100 points. So now we've got improved movement, blocking, super good as well. Sideline active. If the destroyer is on your sideline and an opposing character damages a friendly character with an attack, all right? Mm-hmm. If either character is equipped, after resolutions, give Destroyer a Seeker token and roll a d6, adding the number of Seeker tokens to the result. 6+, generate the Destroyer from your sideline in a square along the edge of the map in the same row or column of an equipped character that's friendly or opposing. Then remove all Seeker tokens. and turn the destroyer's dial to click X, where X is the number of secret tokens removed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so... All right, so...
The rest is important.
Right, so hold on. I want to just talk about getting him onto the map and onto a click.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a // here, right? So, all right, so you give him a seeker token, right? And that's good, right? If you roll hot, that's good.
Yeah. So if you want to just walk through a scenario, let's say they attack you.
Right.
You get 1 token on this card.
Right.
If either person's equipped, that's a big one too.
True. Yeah. And one, you put 1 token on this card, then you roll. So the first time anybody on your team gets attacked with equip, you get to roll. And then if it's a 5 or a 6, you would immediately bring him in. So the first time you attack, you roll 5 or 6, you bring him in on click 1.
So I know where to generate him. That's pretty straightforward. A little convoluted, but pretty straightforward. Right. So what click number would he come on? So he would come on a click 1?
Yes, because you're only removing 1 token, yes.
Right.
Okay, so now if it takes multiple attacks, that's...
And you roll crappy.
Right, so then he might be able to come in on, say, click 2, 3, 4...
Yeah, the worst you could possibly do is 5.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and it's not like once per turn. So if you get attacked 3 times a turn, you're going to roll the first time, you need 5 or 6. Second time, you need 4, 5, or 6. Third time, you need 3, 4, 5, or 6. So it's very not hard to bring this guy in.
Okay, and it is not optional. I don't see a may anywhere in here.
It's mandatory.
Correct.
Basically.
That's fun. So, all right, so I get it. So we get this cool figure on the map, right? So if the destroyer started the game via this trait, when it takes damage after resolutions, return it to your sideline. So there are flurry exploit pieces that could one-shot a 10-click figure.
Correct.
Not many, but they exist.
They do exist, right? Just one, right? The Sky Tyrant, right? So, I think it's a fairly safe play, honestly. Because you typically, right, you're bringing him out because you were attacked by Sky Tyrant.
Right, or whatever their alpha is, yeah.
Right. Which, if it's a Sky Tyrant team, it's probably Sky Tyrant, right? And that Sky Tyrant's probably equipped. And
the great thing is, if you get attacked by a Sky Tyrant, you can bring this guy in the same column as Sky Tyrant. But you can do that in their starting area.
No, wait a minute. There is an important distinction here. So, it's after resolutions when you bring him in.
Oh, so they're going to move him.
So I would say what's neat about that is that Sky Tyrant can move twice. So you could move Sky Tyrant once, force the roll, then move 6 more squares out of the way. So you could force them to bring them in maybe in a potentially bad row. Potentially bad roll.
Well, no, it says...
Bad row.
It does say same row or column of an equipped character.
Right, I get... Right, but let's say that...
Any equipped character. Doesn't even have to be within the interaction.
I understand that, Alex, but let's just say that your equipped character's in a bad spot, right? And then that Sky Tyrant's their only equipped character.
Yeah, I agree with you. That you could... There is some nuance there that you want to take advantage of. But the one thing you didn't mention when reading this guy is he has 10 range with giant symbol, and you can bring him on into any edge of the map. So he's definitely on an outdoor map, he's shooting whoever he wants to shoot. On an indoor map, you can...
Yeah. He can sidestep punch almost anybody that he wants to.
Right, yeah. And he destroys blocking for movement. So it is limited, but it's not very limited to who if he wants to hit somebody.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it would take some really careful positioning to like put Sky Tyrant in the corner and then have someone in the opposite corner on the same row and be like, haha, now your destroyer comes in your starting area on the opposite side of the map, because he has to be on the edge of the map, so he has to that take way too much positioning to worry about.
Right, but I'm just saying,
you can do that anyway, but
right.
It's after resolution.
If you don't have a prime on your team,
this guy is an auto include.
I agree.
I think.
Well,
barring like a don't die team or something like that.
Well, I'm thinking like unless there's something with like equipment, that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Like, if you're on a team that just frequently steals equipment, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything like it because it does require characters to be equipped. So there might be teams where like you're limited on space and you don't have any equipment. You might second guess that, but
I would say 93% of games have equipped characters in
them. Sure.
That's probably fair. I think there are a lot of really good primes right now, so I think that I really don't think this guy flexes out any primes because the primes are really good. Like, this guy doesn't stop you from playing Giganta, I don't think, or Prime Marvel. Or...
I think that maybe, like, unless you're playing the Wonder Woman team, like, he might flex Giganta off of any scientists.
Ooh,
well, Scientist is not playing a lot of Giganta either these days.
Well, that's because I think they're playing a prime. I think almost every Scientist team is playing a prime.
Which prime are they playing?
Either Giganta or Captain Marvel.
No,
or
not the ones that I've been seeing.
That's Wrecker.
That's true. So I'm with you. So long story short here, Prime Destroyer is really, really good.
Yeah, they will think long and hard about attacking you with their fourth action. Now, if you have this guy on your sideline.
Right. Yes. All right. So, Cosmic Energy Hammer, Mjolnir Hammer, Thanos.
Garbage Thanos.
It's an Infinity Hammer, right? It's Mjolnir with all the Infinity gems. That is so cool. Right. This guy is not meta. It's a cool power that they did. Mm-hmm. I think I'm not going to hate on this guy just because he's not meta. I think he's a cool figure.
I agree. Malekith.
It's going to take a really smart person to figure out this mission point.
Yeah.
Because the lasso exists, it may be possible, but it requires you to actually hit someone within cap. And it be their second action token. Right. So a little limiting, but that doesn't mean someone can't crack the code. It's just going to it's a very difficult code.
Right.
So
and
probably not.
And the fact that emotional modifier is almost a must play right now.
We say that, but there wasn't that many in this tournament. Like, they were obviously out there, but it wasn't. It was maybe 20% of teams at that.
You can also prepare to just steal it. I mean, that's fine too. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
This is also a very disappointing Malekith dial.
Yeah, I don't even want to. Can we just? He was the big bad of this whole story, and this is what the dial we get. Let's just talk about the other Super Thor.
Thor Odinson. This is kind of like a definitive Thor. Kind of like that's you always. I feel like that's what I feel like. I don't know.
Now that Hypersonic and Exploit work together, it is.
Yeah, Hypersonic Exploit 12. He's got Invincible. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Invincible Hypersonic. Isn't that so nice to see?
I feel like what happened was they had just shipped everything for Wonder Woman. And they're like, you know what? We're canceling all these powers. And then all that hoopla came up, and then they're like, crap, we've got to stop all the powers. And the guy's like finishing the last dial in the set, and he's like, okay, 56 Thor. Wait, we're not stopping all the powers now?
I heard you sign this guy.
All right, I'll give him Hypersonic and Invincible, because he's like the only person in the set with Hypersonic. And Invincible. Like, so it literally feels like he was the last one. And they're like, oh, I can do this again?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It is odd. It's something happened there. I agree. But yeah, I think he's solid. He's got improved movement, destroys blocking with the 12 Hypersonic. He's got improved targeting characters. He has a trait to defend. He has 19 up top and then 18 at the 100 dial. And then when a friendly character that's adjacent or has the Asgardian keyword would take 4 more damage, to take 3 instead. That's why I like this Asgardian. I like this piece a lot. He has Lightning Storm. He has that later. It's like Quake, deals 3 pen instead of 2. 100 points. He starts with leadership. When Thor uses it, he may treat friendly characters with the Asgardian keyword within ranges adjacent. Sorry. Yeah, I think that.
Okay.
I think it's a cool figure. So like up top, like he only takes 3 damage. So and he's 11 clicks long. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a minimum of four hits to kill this guy. Even at his low at 100 points, it's 1, 2, 3. It's 3 hits to kill this guy. So he essentially has 2 stop clicks, right? Because you have to hit him 3 times to kill him. Yeah, I like this guy.
Yep, it's solid.
I like it. All right, so I think we'll stop here for our first recording.
I mean, we only have the chases left, right?
We have the chases and the legacy cards.
I mean, we aren't hot on most of these, right? So I mean,
all right. Well, I'm gonna leave this in the recording then. So you gotta not be hot on this.
All right.
Black Widow,
absolutely playable on an Avengers team. 50 points. Bring in lurkers. Lurkers aren't bad. She rolls a d6. Maybe get the summon. Beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6. Give Black Widow a number of summon tokens. Free, remove 6 summon tokens to create a lurker. It's got like flurry, 10 for 3, but maybe 12 for 3 if you've KO'd an opposing character because of its trait. Those pogs have mystics. 50 points. Swap in Avengers. Probably how she's seen play.
I like this piece. It's a 50-point pog generator essentially. I don't mind it.
Yeah,
at all.
Human Torch.
Maybe the most desirable chase.
Oh, that
for playability purposes.
I don't agree with that, but
not Human Torch. I'm talking about Black Widow.
No, I don't agree with that. That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with that.
Human Torch.
Human Torch.
The ironic return of Lamp, and he's literally like a lamp, but he deals penetrating damage. Free, choose 1 debris marker within range. Oppose blah blah. No one cares about that. His attack power is what everyone likes. Poison, but deals damage even if moved or placed. So he deals pen poison. He only has that on top click at 100, and then he has it on the next click on 50. So he has like an activation click on 50, which does not feel good. But he is Fantastic Four, so Lockjaw can carry him, and he can mastermind to him, and he could be switched out. So you could technically have him on a switch out team if you're going to get someone that's really weak against pen poison and you really want to play him at 100. But other than that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Speaking of Doctor Stranges that don't have movement attack, we got one for a chase, fellas.
I don't understand why this is a chase.
I don't
this
either.
Is a rare dial.
All right, so it's a rare, easily, maybe a super rare dial. All right, so Scott Crampton wants to know, does Rocket make the animal theme even if you have to cut your third maggot?
I don't get this. I don't understand why.
So I guess Scott's thinking that opposing characters within 4 squares in line of fire consider Rocket Raccoon adjacent for movement, and maybe he forgot that the rules for plasticity changed.
Yeah.
And like you can
just
walk through it and it doesn't matter. Like if you start with outside of 4, you're fine. And then I saw he also commented that it's a Blackheart counter, and I'm like, well, you can't target Blackheart without wit when he's on his stop click.
Because he gets power cosmic,
right?
And it's not penetrating, right? It's just 1 damage.
Well, so he doesn't have toughness on his stop. So like, if you could if you could knock him to his stop click, you could then target him without wit and get him to a second stop click.
But doesn't he hit his stop click or remove tokens, or is that when he kills something?
That's when he yeets the guard.
Okay. Well, but by that point, you usually yeet the guard after your first attack.
Right.
So when you end things, you usually don't have action tokens.
Right. So it really doesn't matter, right? Because I don't think it works like Scott's thinking it works. And so the answer is probably no, unless you've got a different answer there, Tylor.
This piece wasn't really on my radar. I don't. It is an okay outwit animal, which we did not really have before, and it's not what you can. So it helps your Augmere off a little bit because it's a free damage when you move up if they have a token. So that's something. But I don't see this ever seen play in meta. It's a cool figure.
Yeah. So then Justin Robinson wants to know, can we make Venom, Chase Venom meta without Jason Weingard?
I don't think you can do it with Jason Weingard.
Yeah, I don't think it's there. It's a charge blades piece with exploit, and he doesn't even have shape change top tile. And it's a power action to generate the Pog.
Right, it's a power to generate the Pog.
I mean, there theoretically is a way you can give him lasso, so you could carry him over and he free attacks, and then he now could create a free bystander. I mean, that's...
Oh, if he hits an opposing character.
Yeah, so, I mean, that technically exists, but that's really weird to try to do, so...
It seems like another rare dial. Does anybody know what his thing is? Because they all have, like, a relic. I don't know what his is.
The Dreamstone?
The Dreamstone, I guess.
Oh, okay, I don't know what that is.
Well,
he has, like, armor.
Jason, do you know?
I don't remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, well, he's cool, but I don't know if you could really make him meta. Anyone who makes a cool Pog that does the exact same thing and his exact first click, that's neat, but no.
This is a really cool rare dial that we'll never see play meta.
The Spider-Man that we got to pull in our brick is super annoying to play against.
Oh, yeah? Did you try him out?
No, not yet. But I mean, I think that like his time diamonds, right, and his time dilation on top dial, like he might have what it takes.
He's on my Avenger sideline.
He's definitely fun. He's a very fun piece that he can do all this stuff. He has super senses traded, but it increases by +1 for each time it was rerolled. That sounds really annoying. So, and he has top dial prob. What else can you do when an adjacent friendly character? Oh, have safeguard prob, so they can't prob him or anybody around him. That's very powerful. And then when making an attack roll, he may roll 3d6 instead of 2, and then after resolutions or die replacement. So after everything, choose 1 to ignore. That increases your odds a lot. And then it's the same thing when you're attacked, right? Yeah.
When he's attacked.
Yeah. So, like, they get to roll 3, and then you choose 1 to ignore. So, I think that increases your odds a lot. Problem is, he's a charge piece. He's 11 for 3. Not much in the way of offense, but I think the power, the damage power, that can just like affect your whole team. So they just don't get to prob you. Like that's real strong.
Yeah,
so they can outwit it.
Oh, sure.
Right, but you can play.
The attack power.
You can, right. You got to remember that you can also like play it with Black Widow, and then you can also like give him stealth, right? So like those things are relevant.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you give him stealth with Black Widow, but that one Black Widow, yeah. All I'm trying to say though is he just gets shut down by 50-point Dr. Annabelle Riggs, who can potentially triple outwit him and then take away all of his powers.
Right. Well, you can also play Nightbringer
and supersets.
You can also play Nightbringer, which is a fairly okay play.
It takes away super senses. His attack thing is damage power. That'd be funny, but
right.
But he's potentially making an Avenger switch out. He's got Avengers. I don't know when I would switch him in, but maybe. Speaking of being on an Avenger switch out team,
it's definitely not this She-Hulk.
Yes, it is 100%.
Right. So why is this She-Hulk worth the shit? This She-Hulk that is an uncommon dial.
It's the free TK. It's the free TK. That's the main reason. It saves me from playing Steve and getting Venom Mags, which we know Venom Mags is better. But
does it seem really weird that you're pay 50 points for 3 clicks and 100 points for 9 clicks?
Yes. It does. Yeah.
It seems like that's like misplaced. That thing.
I think it's because at 50, you're like, okay, 50, yeah, I'll pay 50 for the free TK for an adjacent friendly. And you're like, 100, well, I'm never using free TK with her. She's just bolting out there. Like, I'm using the generate heavy object and macking you for 7 damage.
In what world to y'all is this a chase dial?
That power is pretty interesting.
I actually don't mind her. It's the power. It's the free, she's 100 points for 9 clicks. You can heal her twice for free. The free TK, she can do that to herself.
She does 9 damage with a object attack, like
What?
close. That's the 7 damage. Sorry, not 7 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying she's like super meta, but I'm not mad that she's a chase.
Well, no, she could do 8 because it's increased the damage dealt, not the damage value. So she could do 8 damage by herself.
No. Because heavy objects don't do a +2. It's all objects are +1.
I'm saying not by herself. She can.
You just said by herself.
Sorry, I didn't.
You meant with an empower.
With an empower, right? Because she's 12/5. She'd be 12/6 with 13/6 with an object. You get an empower to make it 7, and then she gets the object for the 8. She could crit for a 9th.
The thing is that like her power with that is what everybody wishes heavy objects still did.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey, throwing an object for 3 damage isn't terrible with someone who doesn't have a range.
Yeah, I just don't think that this is a great dial. Jason, like this is. I need somebody to back me up here. This is not a chase level dial.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. It's just all charge and super strength.
The 100-point line, though, like it's.
I mean, the stats are really like chase level, but like the standard powers on the dial, I wouldn't call chase level.
So, like, top dial, she basically has full movement charge, right? She can TK herself free for 6, and then you can charge for 6.
No, she can't TK herself.
Really?
Only to target an adjacent friendly character.
That makes her worse. I don't like her anymore.
That's why at 100 points, you're not worrying about the TK. But at 50, you're playing her for the TK and being like, hey, I got an 11 for 4 charge piece.
Free TK is very good. It's better than I thought. Venom Magneto is very good. This is not Venom Magneto.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't think that She-Hulk she's a $30 chase.
She's also Fantastic Four. So, I mean, there's 2 switch out teams with her. So, if someone doesn't want to try to fit Venom Magneto, then free TK is fine for 50 points with that dial. I mean, we've had worse. But I get what you're saying with the chase part. Right. It's kind of how I feel about the next one.
All right. Yeah, this is a shifting focus rare Iron Man.
Don't say that. People will get up in arms that we have a chase shifting focus.
No, I mean this is a super rare. Yeah, this is maybe a super rare Iron Man. I do not see this as being a chase level Iron Man.
It's not. It's what. He has 6 clicks of that unoutwittable power that he takes 1 from range attacks. Like, obviously, the meta right now is close, so that is almost irrelevant. But if it wasn't, that would be very, very good.
Right. So, I mean, it is a lot of range, but, like, Sky Tyrant just eats this guy, right. Maggots, right? Your exploity pogs, right? Those things are still around. Mimic has Charge Flurry exploit.
He doesn't start with it, does he?
Yeah, he does. He has Charge Flurry, Psy Blast, Super Senses, Exploit 11/3.
Yeah, to me, his only playability is on an Avengers team only if the meta gets like Malekith or Lasso Wonder Woman heavy, where like the meta turns into I'm just gonna token you up and then wear you down. Then he makes the sideline for Avengers just so you can protect against that. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, no.
Right? If you see a team that only has ranged attacks, like this guy is a 1. He takes 1 damage.
I mean, sure, but I mean for armor, I don't know. Dr. Thing does the same thing. I mean, who cares?
True. I think.
This Iron Man's not good. He's the one scenario I said is the only time I can ever see him being played. So,
all right. So let's do the legacy cards and then round this out with some questions. So the Fast Forces were reviewed in our video. We didn't really see anything there. So legacy cards, there are 12 of them. So the Warriors, so we got Pile Driver. No.
Fandral. I mean, we do have Pile Driver, but no, he's bad.
Right. Yeah. Fandral.
Most of the Wrecking Crew that are coming back have the WWE trait, so
Yeah.
where he can't be targeted with ranged attacks or outwit if he's on click 1, or if he's in with 3 squares of debris. So that's something to monitor, but not on these guys.
Yeah, that's kind of
fun. Beta Ray Bill is you said it in our chat, and I'll just quote that real quick, Alex, if that's okay. It gives robots a prime Marvel effect and a decent heavy hitter occasionally.
Yeah.
And other keyword, right? Asgardian, like the prime Marvel effect is strong, and he has it for much longer, right? Because he's 10 clicks. He's 10 clicks long.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously 2.5 times more expensive than Marvel, but robot just doesn't have a lot of big, heavy, like, I'm going to smack the crap out of you, outside of maybe the Colossals, and those are all going to retire soon. So for me, I look at Robot, I'm like, hey, this guy can do a little something.
Right. Thor and Loki, nah.
I did a whole live stream about this if you really want to look into see, is it meta?
I like Thor and Loki.
It's okay. 250 is a little too many points.
Right.
Because you could do Venom Magneto. You could do Venom Magneto and like a little bit more, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Volstagg and Thunderball, nah.
I don't get this Warriors 3 thing. It seems bad, but because they aren't good pieces.
So now the problem. So I think the problem we got with Thor's Chariot is that the Thor's Chariot and the retail need possible erratas, because Surtur and Ymir possibly don't have a 1-click 25-point dial right now.
Yeah, I think it's just a misprint. I think.
Right. So Thor's Chariot, is it playable at all?
No, this is awful. Like, so bad. Like, when I saw Thor and Loki, I was like so excited because like they brought this piece back. It's really cool and modern. They did nothing with this Chariot. It's so bad.
Right. Is there a high defense animal or deity?
Probably. I don't care.
No, it's not good. Valkyrie from ADW.
No.
All right, so we did have a question. So, who asked? Emmanuelle asked, "Is Surtur back?"
A little bit.
I would say no.
A little bit.
Not broken. Surtur is definitely not back because he's not broken like he was for that 6 months or whatever. But this Surtur isn't as good, but he isn't as oppressive, so maybe that's a good thing. Like, when you're playing against a team with a Surtur, you're going after the Surtur. Now when you see Surtur on the team, you're not necessarily going after Surtur. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't think I don't think it's a good piece. He doesn't get a free attack. It's not a retail. So it's basically just like you're paying 25 points for the stats that you're getting, essentially. And the placement effect too, but it's just not. There's so many better pieces, right?
So I think for sure, right? We're only talking about Surtur and Ymir at their lower dials. I don't think that anything above their lowest dial is playable, right?
Probably not. No.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Ymir then. He does have retail. He is 11 for 4. And then they modify their combat values -1 for each action token on it until their next turn. That's pretty big. And then he does not have indifference.
Right.
So you get to free retail, then smack them or shoot them for 11 for 4.
Yeah, I like this guy a lot more. You get the retail for free. You're basically getting 11 for 4 twice. He's got 8 range after you place him, so like you place him wherever you want, rather than make another attack. Mm-hmm. It's really just 2 attacks. Is why this guy's better, I think, than Surtur. I don't think he's good enough, but it's close, I think.
I'm not saying meta, but I wouldn't completely shrug off 150 Surtur or 150 Ymir.
I kind of agree with that.
Ymir 3 targets in cap and he deals normal damage. Like, that's not bad.
10 clicks long.
10 clicks long. He all characters -1 speed and -2 range. That's kind of big for some of these teams. Like that nerfs a gladiator team where you won't have full map reach like you usually do.
Yeah, I still have full map on Iron Man's Workshop.
Well, okay, sure, but
it's definitely it affects the team.
Yeah, it's something to think about. For 150 for both of them, like even Surtur is okay at 150, because they reduce damage 1 less.
Right, it's a cool effect. It's a global effect that stays. I like it. It's reminiscent of the cosmic entities that always they had global effects that just, like stayed. I think that's kind of cool how they did that.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is don't write it off. It's something.
Right.
And another thing to keep in mind, we didn't talk about it because I think you talked about it in another video. We do have a recruiter as Guardian. So you could technically bring in Surtur or Ymir for either of those.
Yeah.
And free retail with Ymir.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right.
Because it's a generate, not a place. So you would just boop in Ymir, give up 25 points, but then just immediately retail and attack. So that's okay to me. But you would have to play as Guardian Thor. So
right.
That's the problem.
All right, so let's run through some questions here. Antonio Clark, if you could change one figure's dial trait in the set, who would it be, what would it be, and why? That's a long question at this point for us, Antonio, but I think I'm going to say maybe Tyler's answer of recruiter and make it more, make it mo better.
Make it mo better.
Like change it to a free action, change it to equal points, not just less points, and then I'm all in.
I just want my Surtur back. I just want the free damage back. That's what I want. Just let him do free damage after the placement.
I agree. Jason?
What? I don't know.
Here, I'll speak for Jason. Chase Doctor Strange totally should have had a running shot.
Yeah, that would make things better.
Yeah,
better.
Then you'd see play.
We are going back to our normal rushing through the end of the episode here on our set reviews.
Yep.
But Justin Red Robinson, we answered his question. Jeremy Christie, we did not come up with a viable recruiter strategy. Alex may do a Make It Meta video on that.
I already did.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, Alex, I have not watched it.
It does kind of exist. It's out there. It's a mystical team. It's not that bad because you have black hearts and everything. It's really not that bad because your black hearts are going to die, and then you could bring somebody.
They are?
Not black hearts. I'm sorry. Your other people don't have mystical. It's okay. Just look at the video. It's on one of my live streams on my Twitch. It's fine. What are the best strat? Justin Shaw asked the same thing, and we answered that one. Richard Zatuloco. I know I mispronounced that, Richard, but I would like to thank you for joining up with the Clixed Off Facebook group based on participating there in the Coffee and Clicks tournament. Which non-meta figure will you play because it has a fun dial or you like the character? I can answer for Tylor. Tylor does not play for fun, so he does not play any of those characters.
That is true. I would say Thor, though. I like that Thor a lot. It's 175. I don't think it's meta, but it's a fun piece.
Vision.
And then I think I will answer for Jason as well, knowing Jason here. I think he's ready to play Thor Loki duo again.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely. Or Spider-Man. Spider-Man too, just for fun.
Yeah, I agree. Alex?
For fun? I mean, you could argue that me playing my Avengers team is for fun. So any of those? I don't know.
And then an important question, I think, here from Jason Labendera. Any super rare chases you think that may be needed in multiples?
No.
No, I don't think so in multiples, no. Not for
I'm not sure you need them in singles, yeah.
I'm going through just real quick.
Maybe no. I can't say that any of them are needed in multiples. No.
I don't think any of these figures you need in multiples. There's no generics.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's normally generic super rares.
No, I mean in this whole set, there's no generics.
That's weird. Yeah, Alejandro Sarand, best figure of the set. Jason.
That's figure. Oh, that has to be the Prime Destroyer, right?
Agreed. Alex.
I'll change it up. Prime Wrecker.
Ooh, Tylor. You can say Prime Destroyer too. It's okay.
I would go with Prime Wrecker. I like that piece a lot.
Right.
It's a mission point piece. I feel like that's sacrilege for you to actually say that.
I said it's the best mission point.
So that just shows how good. Yeah, that just shows how good Prime Wrecker is.
Matthew Groenhide, do you think WizKids should have included more Thor adjacent characters in this set? Frigga, new warriors, 3 sculpts, more Asgardian villains, or do you think they made the right call by including so many general Marvel characters? I'm constantly surprised by the lack of villains in this game. Me too.
You know what? I'm sad we didn't get like Malekith on that flying tiger. That would have been cool.
I feel like we got a lot of Thor adjacent figures. We got 3 Valkyries. We got Angela. We got just people I don't even know. The 2 like Thunderstrike and the other guy. I don't know.
I think part of the problem is they're really pushing this new Guardians team ability, and so we got a lot of Guardians in this set too.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're pushing that a little bit too.
All right, AJ Kilgore, what are your thoughts on how they brought back benched powers? Well, they
on the one figure.
On the one figure, it was pretty cool.
Well, so there's a few like shape changes.
Thumbs up.
I would also like to hear your thoughts on the lack of actual characters and sculpt from the War of Realms story. I hear that that's a problem. I haven't read it. AJ, we don't read a lot of comics. Jason's our comic reader here, so
I am trying to do it.
He's not wrong.
I read House of X, and I'm reading X of Swords or whatever it's called. House of X was so good.
Yes, it was.
That might be my favorite comic I've ever read. It was crazy.
Hey, but just wait till next set, then we'll all be experts for next set.
That is probably true.
True.
Peter Marshfield, should there be more legacy cards that modernize old Retaliators? Should Retaliators finally no longer be in the meta? Or should they be more available with figures like Atlas and Giganta?
It's a controversial question.
It's a controversial question. I prefer that Retaliators go away. I think that there's already, with the addition of Super Rare Prime Destroyer, there's already too many reasons to not attack your opponent's team. Right? You could get retailed on. You can take Mystics. You can, miss. You can call, that means you can get to call in a Black Vulcan maybe, but you might be able to hit some, so they may not even be useful for you. I don't know. I think they should just go away. I think there should not be a punishment for attacking your opponent's team.
I'm going to piggyback and kind of agree with Dan, only because I feel like Retaliators killed Speedsters, and I hate that. I used to love playing flashes and zooms and whatnot, and their whole thing is run in, punch you for a little bit, and run away. Retail was like, okay, I'll follow you wherever you go and kill you.
Sure.
And I thought, that's dumb. That kills Flash. Outside of this cool Flash we got, it just kills Flash. And that annoyed me.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for them to be gone.
I'm going to shock everybody and say I like Retaliators.
Bum, bum, bum.
I do. I think they're a cool mechanic. I think it's always cool to have that sort of choice, right? You can, it's a choice that you have to make. You can attack something, but then you're going to get retaliated, or you have to focus the thing in the back. I think it adds a cool dynamic. I know not everybody agrees with that. But yeah, I think it's cool. And also for the legacy cards, I do think you should bring them back. I think it's fine to do Surtur like they did, but people want to play those big figures. They don't, everybody's saving their Surturs. It's an awesome looking sculpt. They're always so cool. So I think that using them as the legacy cards for the bigger pieces is a good idea.
Disagree. Okay.
Well, you don't have to be a Retaliator, but just let me use my big, cool-looking piece.
Okay, that's fine. Just we don't need retaliation. It's been long enough.
Sure.
So Illuminati says, is this set a skip? Probably for a lot of people, I think it would be.
Yes.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold my judgment until we do the tier maker, but probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
The problem is that it's sandwiched between Empire, which was great, Disney Plus, which everyone is hyped about, and Disney Plus has objects, right? And then we have X of Swords, which looks to be the biggest set we've had in years. So that's really hard for a set that doesn't. Who is unique mechanic is Recruiter.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna make a stronger statement and say I think that this is a bad set. I think that I'm sorry, WizKids, but there's a lot of just like plain dials here that is just not super exciting. None of the chases are just like, wow, look at that chase. It's all just like we're really reaching to try and use them on a meta team, or even just like in general, they're not very exciting. So I don't mean to be super negative, but I think this was a miss of a set.
Yeah.
I think I like Dan's comparison of Rise and Fall. This is a Rise and Fall set because we have 3 out of 4 primes are good. None of the chases are really that good.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's basically it for the set. Like, sure, Rise and Fall had the switch out. Okay. But that's like it.
Yeah.
Like, some super rares are neat, but...
Yeah, you didn't even get a black card, right? They're not even a black card super rare.
Right.
No.
Kevin Hollis, who of the characters didn't get their cut would you have liked as a chase
We
figure?
got Gamora. Oh, I was surprised.
That did not make the cut. He wanted the War of the Realms Punisher. Jason, unless there's something from the story that you know, because I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, Freya was not in the set. She should have been in the set. That Punisher should have been in the set. Malekith on his mount would have been cool.
The only thing I know about the sword is that Malekith kept Venom as a pet, and then I turned him into a Necro sword at one point. That would have been cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the problem is that we got Absolute Carnage before War of the Realms, and didn't Absolute Carnage happen after?
I don't know.
Like he went through, like Venom went through all those changes in War of the Realms, and then like
the Venom in this was Matt Gargan, I believe. It wasn't Eddie Brock.
Well, from what I remember, I feel like the 2 series happened almost concurrently, or like War of the Realms was ending and Absolute Carnage was kind of building up in a separate series or something. Because I remember there was a little bit of crossover when I was reading Absolute Carnage, where like stuff was still happening at like War of the Realms, and like Eddie Brock would show up and he's like helping people and then leave or something. And so I feel like they took some of that War of the Realms stuff because they just capitalized on Absolute Carnage. But limited knowledge I have. I feel like that's why we just didn't get much.
Gotcha. Dexter Nelson II asked, does this set make mission points a real possibility? It's as close as we've ever gotten.
Yep.
And if Hella doesn't get errated, it is a real possibility.
Yeah, that's true. Hella doesn't get errated, it is definitely possible.
We answered Emmanuelle, Sam Sweetland. Which figure is the best long-term investment? Well, so let's say, what is the best figure from the set after rotation? So that's,
I think it's just Destroyer.
Right? Yeah.
You're going to use Destroyer on a lot of teams.
Yeah, you can use Destroyer for all of the rest of Heroclix time, probably. Brian Morrissey, we answered that question already about which characters will not include. Jack Smith said, at least we got some Poggers Primes in the set. Not much else to talk about. Tend to agree. And then we answered Scott Crampton's question. So lots of questions this time. We appreciate that from all of you. But man, this set was probably not worth 2 recording sessions. So
that's why we tried to rush it. I think honestly, we're like, please, we don't want to do this again.
Right.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, it's garbage.
All right. Well, there's Jason's final thoughts. Alex.
Yeah, you guys know how much I hated, Rise and Fall. Well, this is right there with it. So.
Yeah.
My final thought, despite the set being garbage, please go out and support your local stores and at least buy a brick or something and hope you get some good stuff. Because you don't want to just skip a set and then just buy singles from something online and then your local decide, hey, we're not going to support Heroclix anymore. Still, please buy from your local. So start up a sealed tournament or something.
Yeah, I think this would be a good sealed set.
Yeah.
That is true. You know what?
It's fine for that.
I'll just ditto that, Alex, because I would say at least play this set for sealed. Tyler, what are your final thoughts?
I am very excited for Disney Plus.
All right.
And Recruiter.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Clixed Off today, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah.